that down so that way I don't echo. Thank you, everybody. Welcome back to the last episode of the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. For the year, I am your host, Dr. Kojo, checking in from what was a cold but sunny day here in Los Angeles, California. Today, we're going to be talking about any and everything. I want to do a Q&A. I want to just answer questions, but my primary reason for this live stream is to just say thank you. I want to say thank you specifically to my Facebook followers. We've hit 1 million, and we hit 1 million actually, I think 2 weekends ago or last week, a little bit over a week. But I'm grateful, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I'm excited to be a part of this community. Um, I'm truly honored, and it's been 5 years since I've been posting content full time. I started off on TikTok, and December of 2019, and it's December of 2024 now. On TikTok, we have 2.4 million followers. Here on Facebook, we have 1 million followers. Over 300,000 on Instagram, approaching 200K on YouTube. And this means a lot to me. It means so much. But before I get into my whole everything I want to say, go ahead and use the comment section to let me know where you are checking in from. Obviously, my name is Kojo. I'm checking in from Southern California, Los Angeles. And for those of y'all who are watching on TikTok, do the same. I'm also keeping up on TikTok here on my phone. Aiden from Pennsylvania on TikTok. Aiden, thank you for your attention. Thank you so much. So go ahead and let me know where y'all are checking in from. Sarah Sasares is checking in from Maine. Tevi answers, congratulations. Thank you so much. This is not a one person thing, and this is not even just my team and I. This has been every single person, anybody who's interacted with my content, people who have shared the content to their friends. If you learn anything from the content, um, everybody who is here is a part of this momentous occasion. So I just want to make that clear. Latasha Walker checking in from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Latasha, you know what's funny? J. Cole, one of my favorite rappers, is from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And he had this big concert in Madison Square Garden. I wasn't able to go to it. Obviously, I was on the other side of the country. But it's been 10 years since J. Cole dropped 2014 Forest Hills Drive, which is, I think, his best album. Not his best piece of work, because I think Friday Night Lights is better, but it's his best album and one of my favorite albums of all time. So Fayetteville, that's what came to mind. JL from Augusta, Georgia. Okay. Augusta, Georgia is also the home team. I got family in Augusta, Georgia, so I hope all is well in Augusta. We've had quite the year in Augusta, right, with the hurricane and everything. So it's been a year. And JL is watching on the team. JL is watching on the team. I appreciate your attention. Stephanie, checking in from Baltimore. Stephanie, how are you? Andy is checking in from Alabama, but really from Poland. Okay, wow, Poland. Wow, Andy, thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much for your attention. I went to school in Alabama, West. I did 1 year at South Alabama, and I did 2 years my nursing degree at the University of West Alabama. So I'm not sure where you're at, but Livingston, Alabama, and also Mobile are two places that are near and dear to my heart. Latasha, J. Cole fan as well, huh? Caitlin is checking in from Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, Caitlin, how are you? I got a lot of love from Middle Texas. Wichita, Kansas in the house. Amber, how are you? Long Island, New York in the house. On TikTok, Calby from Canada. Race Man, 1996 from Indiana. Someone said Faith. Cinnamon Twist. Thank you so much, Cinnamon Twist. I appreciate you. Australia in the house. Tara. I did not forget your name. Tara from Nashville. How can I forget Tara from Nashville? Australia in the house. Kansas City, Missouri. Belgium, Europe. Boston in the house. Mobile. Okay. Mobile. I love Mobile. I haven't been to Mobile in so many years, but I had fun in Mobile. I had fun in Mobile. Caitlin, yes, I'm doing well. I will say yesterday was a bit of a tough day for me. One of my best friends, who I actually went to nursing school with, his mother passed away. So yeah, it's been yeah, that kind of knocked the wind out of my sail, or however you say that phrase or whatever. But it's been a little tough just adjusting with that. That's one of my best friends. You know, and losing your mother is, I think that's everybody's nightmare. So, but his mom was sick for a while, so I'm happy that he's made peace with it, and he's doing his best to deal with everything. Stacy from Maine, how are you? And Calby, I try to pronounce names correctly because I have a kind of a funny name, so I like it when people put effort into pronouncing my name. Um, Kamala, how are you? Kamala, it was so good to see you at the ADHD conference in Anaheim. Got to see Kamala at the ADHD conference in Anaheim last month when I gave the keynote speech there. It's crazy to think that that was a month ago. How was that a month ago? Oh my goodness! And Kabi Muhammad, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But how was that a month ago? Ah, time is flying. Time is flying. And Caitlin, sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. And yeah, I reached out to my buddy, and we're all there to support him through this very difficult time. And Caitlin, like I said, sorry for your loss. We're praying for you. ADHD, autism. Amber, I think I have. It's a good idea. Let me write it down. Because we never talk about the difference. It would be nice to have a pen that had ink, huh? Difference. Major. I like that. I think I can spin out a very good video on that. Like ADHD, you hate routines, autism, you know, you like routines. Not everybody, but yeah. Ray, you're hoping to get out tomorrow. Get out from where? Are you? I have a lot of followers who care about mental health. So are you at the psych hospital, or I'm not sure. You can't really have your phone at the psychiatric facility, so I don't think you're there. But I'm not sure where you're checking it from, Ray LA. Uh, Kabi, working with the youth, I think that'd be a very gratifying job for you. Kabi on TikTok. Um, JL, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And also, you're from Augusta, Georgia, so I gotta, you know, I gotta bring that love to Augusta, Georgia. But I appreciate it. That's the goal of the content for the skits and the reels, the long form videos that we're expanding into to help people understand themselves better. And also, when you're trying to explain mental health to people, even family, or especially family, it's difficult because family doesn't understand most of the time. So you're trying to tell family, what you're going through. Sometimes it takes a lot of energy. So it's much easier just pressing a button and sending a reel or a skit, and they just watch it, and then they understand more about you. Um, Amber, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still adjusting to all of the followers. Believe it or not, I'm adjusted for the most part, but a lot of this is new to me as we get bigger and bigger. Hey, Shasti, my little dog over there. Joining late, but I'm here. Cassandra, I'm happy you're here. RDHD, right. Sarah, I'll have more videos on that as well. I wrote that down, but I will have more videos on that and BPD. And also, I want to have some more combination videos, like what's RDHD plus BPD, like what could that look like? I think that could help people, like especially if, let's just say, you have those three conditions, then that video can bring you a lot of value. Um, Gene CBD on TikTok says, does he read comments? I do read comments on TikTok. I'm looking at the phone right now. Underneath your comment, Tara says, book a comedy show in Nashville from 2025. Tara, I want to do that. I'll put that on my list. Comedy show in Nashville 2025. I think that's a great idea. I go to Nashville many times every year. So we need to get a comedy show in Nashville. We need to get that going. Cassandra says, I'm a triple threat. Oh, Cassandra. I like that. I'm a triple threat. ADHD, anxiety, depression. I'll probably have all three as well. So I'm a triple threat as well. Libby, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Sarah Jane, happy you're here. BPD. Okay. I'm gonna get the BPD content out. And also reposting old videos is something that I need to get a bit better at. Like repurposing content and or also recreating it. So come in my lap. All right. So Ray LA, you get out of inpatient tomorrow. So they let you have phones there. Is that what I'm hearing? I think I've heard of some hospitals where they let you keep your phone. Okay, well, if you get to keep your phone, then that's super cool. That's tight. That's what's up. Yoga teacher says my family's in Nashville. Okay, I will let y'all know when I come to Nashville. Calby, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Calby, on TikTok. Connecticut in the house. What's up, Nicole? How are you? Is it common to have multiple diagnoses at once? The majority of people have more than one. You know, like it's that's why I see it's not often that somebody has just an ADHD and that's it, or just an autism. You know, like there's, normally anxiety and or depression comes along with that. You know, like Cassandra, right? The triple threat. You know, if you have one, you have a couple of others, make you a little bit more dangerous. Okay, yeah. That's your question. When they show up, right? It's a real party. You know how it is. It, one could make the other worse, or sometimes one could help you manage the other a little bit better. If you have autism and ADHD, maybe the autistic side of you um, gets you to places on time, and the ADHD side of you, you know, makes it hard for you to do that. But Ray LA, that is good news. You're getting out of the hospital soon. Congrats. That's awesome news. Yoga teacher says, "Hey, where's that good music? You used to always be playing music." Yeah, I still play music on my guitar. Let me see. Let me see what the time is right now. Okay, the night is still young. The night is still young. There's a good chance that I'll hop back on TikTok and just play my guitar. And normally anytime we do have the yeah. I'll be on TikTok tonight and I'll be playing my guitar. I will do that. I will, yeah, I'll do that. After this live stream, I'll probably go get some In-N-Out. In-N-Out burger is one of the best, parts about California. Texas has it as well. Um, but go get small little workout in, go get some burgers and come back. And Sammy on TikTok says that they are 3 months officially sober. Congratulations, Sammy. Love it or so right there. Kylie says, I always knew that they were different. Yeah, a lot of us who are neurodivergent, we always knew that, we were a little different, but we couldn't really put a name to it until, you went to a doctor's office and then they gave you a diagnosis. Chico, California. All right, I need to come out there, Chico, California. Where's Chico at? I only have BPD and anxiety, but work on ADHD and often likely see PTSD too. Is this to show some days freaking beautiful others? Yeah. And also, if you have a lot of diagnoses, it can be helpful to, like, if you get a new provider, to get them to, like, I mean, normally that's what I do. If I have somebody who comes in and they have like 7 diagnoses, we start all over, and then we figure out which ones I agree with and which ones I'm not sure about, and that determines the treatment. But you could have multiple. You could have them all. Oh, all right. Am I in that order? Okay, so this is what I do. I get double just the meat and the cheese. Pause. I get two of those when I'm big hungry. Then I might add four of the meat patties with salt, and then I'll take fries, and then I'll take the unsweetened iced tea with two sugar packets on the side. You know, if I can get some Splenda on the side, I prefer that. Very unique order. Um, kind of weird, but that's what I like. I am more spicy. Calbee. So Chico's north of Sacramento. Okay, okay, all right. So yeah, all right. So Northern California. I gotta come out there. I gotta come out there. Romero Keiki, I appreciate you. I'm happy that this live stream is going out to people on Facebook. We've had an issue where, and I spoke to Facebook about it, and I'm not sure we came to a resolution. No hard feelings though, but my Facebook Live, I felt like it wasn't going out to people. Like it just wasn't going out to people, and um, like people would sign up for the updates, and then when it was time to go live, and I go live, people wouldn't get the updates, and sometimes they'd miss the live. So I think it might be because I'm streaming from StreamYard. You know, you get more engagement when you stream straight to the cell phone. So I'll keep that in mind. Um, to have more live streams where I just talk straight to the cell phone. I think Facebook likes that a little bit more. I realized I had ADHD. Wow. So Jeanette, did you get the official diagnosis or self-diagnosis? Is it no judgment zone? I'm just curious. My husband refuses to accept that autism and ADHD. And ADHD are real. Hmm. Benita, that's tough. That's tough. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's tough. That's tough. Uh, because like this is your husband. This is the most important person in your life. So um, having a partner who supports your mental health, even if they don't understand it, is a cheat code. But hopefully, maybe one of the videos that I make, or maybe somebody else who um, communicates similarly to how your husband communicates, maybe their video, their content could help him understand. But if he can't understand, then it's going to be hard for him to not show empathy because like it's not a thing to him. You know, a lot of times it's just limited knowledge. Oklahoma in the house. Okay, Oklahoma. I've always wanted to go to Oklahoma. Um, I gotta go there soon. Michael said I did stuff like this. Okay, understood. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure the BPD was caused by not related. Amber, I would not be surprised. There's a lot of people who probably develop BPD or a personality disorder um, from a lot of trauma, growing up. And a lot of that could be from not having a diagnosis of autism or ADHD or something else. But I can see how this is a thing. I gotta do fries with no salt. Okay, okay. I may have to. I eat pretty clean, but I be feeling for the salt sometimes. Uh, Amber, look. Oh man, like this gets me worked up because I don't know, and I don't want to mention the word SHAWOBANNED. That's spelled correctly. Yeah, that's a bad word. Bad word. Bad word. You're not supposed to mention that word. SHAWOBANNED. So I don't understand how my live doesn't go out, but I think it's because they want me to, post vertically. And if that's the case, I could adjust for that. It's just more convenient when I post this way because now I'm posting to both my YouTube pages. I'm posting to LinkedIn. I'm posting to TikTok. I have my TikTokers here as well. Even TikTok is not the biggest fan of me posting in this style, so I probably may have to. Yeah, I may have to switch to vertical to reach the people. So yeah, Benita, spam your husband on my videos to see what he says. Uh, anyone else blown when. So Annie, this was me. Uh, almost. My goodness. I think all of my friends, like maybe 90 to 95%, are neurodivergent or have bipolar or a personality disorder, something like that. Um, so at first, I used to get mind blown, and now I'm like, okay, that checks out because we kind of understand how we all communicate. And then I appreciate you. Thank you so, and I'm grateful for your attention. Because for y'all to be on this live stream, you have to be lurking on my page or something like that, and then it turned red, and then you clicked it. Because I don't think it's being sent out. So I appreciate you. North Dakota in the house. Herbal Sunshine, how are you? And Jeanette, yeah, I think it's key. You can't be too hard on yourself. You can't be too hard on yourself. I saw a video today by Trevor Noah. He's a comedian. And pretty much what he was saying in the video was a lot of stuff that I say, but he said that, like, if you're ever feeling down or anything, or you feel like you're hopeless, check it on yourself. Ask if you had something to eat. Ask if you've had some sleep. Just the basics, like I talked about, sleeping and eating. And then if you're not able to do that consistently, then instead of being hard on yourself or saying, why am I slow today? Oh, it's because you slept for like 2 hours or something like that. It's because you haven't eaten all day. So if you're able to do some of those key basic things, you should start to feel better. Emphas Gaming, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the love. Love new content in the podcast. Thank you very much. We are working. I think we released a podcast episode tonight. If not, we will release it very soon. The Neurodivergent Struggles podcast, the last episode of the year. We're going to release that. And I'm going to attempt to. Nah, I'll take next week off because I'll be at home, and it's Christmas. But yeah, we'll pick back up for the new year, and I'm excited to see where the podcast goes. And I want it to be, of course, it's educational, and but I want it to be a bit more authentic. So, luckily, when you're neurodivergent, my publicist, I think a year ago, he said that I shouldn't think too hard with content because I am my own target audience. So, emphasis, you can pretty much just talk about what's going on in your life right now, and that's the episode. So, you know, we got off to a really good start with the podcast, and I'm excited that you even bring it up. So thank you for the love. Most of my family diagnosed in the last couple of years: autism, ADHD, APD. Herbal Sunshine, who was diagnosed first, you or your family? I'm just curious to see if you got them to go or if they somehow found their way into a therapist's office. Someone I know was diagnosed bipolar one. Or bipolar. I thought you meant bipolar one. Bipolar. I still don't know what that means. But how do you help someone, or how do you show up for them? So Coral, the best way to help somebody is to put them in a position to where they can be self-sufficient. Now, if they're in a manic episode, that can be dangerous. So make sure they're getting enough sleep is probably the priority. And depending on what's going on, you may need meds for that. And if it's nothing that you can't do, then pointing them towards inpatient hospitalization is going to be the key. So it depends on what's going on. Is it mania? Is it depression? Those two things are treated very differently. Explains a lot with personalities, but husband is not working on his healing and such. Herbal Sunshine is, if your husband's not working, and you are, it's gonna be tough. One party is working on their mental health and the other isn't. There'll be this silent divide there. But by you working on your mental health, you can lead by example. I think that can go a long way for him. So happy, hey, happy holidays to you. Thank you so much. Calby, my podcast name, Calby, I think that my podcast name is Neurodivergent Struggles. I'll drop the name here. I'll drop the link as well. I don't know if StreamYard lets you link things. I know uh, Facebook will let you do it if you go live straight to the platform. And as we post more consistent content, I think that the SEO will start to, the SEO gods will start to smile down upon us favorably. Courtney on TikTok says everyone's trying to convince me I'm bipolar, but I'm not, and no one believes me. So Courtney, I'm not sure who told you were bipolar, but if you don't um, think you are, you can get a second opinion. And you can find a second doctor or a second provider to check you out and see what they think. That no. So this is the Nerd Divergent Struggles podcast, but that's not the link. Let me get the link for you. Let me get that link for you. Neurodivergent struggles. Oh, so we have 911 subscribers. Pretty cool. And our most recent episode came out 2 hours ago. I did not know that. Good, good, good. All right. So we're getting close to 1,000. That's very exciting. Let me drop the link here for y'all. It may or may not click, but I gotta get better at figuring out how to link this stuff to the comments. So I mean, this is a link right here. If you're on TikTok, there's no way you can click it through a StreamYard link, but I'll find some crafty ways to make it easy for y'all. So yeah, that's the link. Herbal Sunshine says, son first. So your son got diagnosed first. Mother-in-law said husband. Her son reminded her of him. He was then tested, and the rest of us followed suit. Okay, wow. So that initial diagnosis was probably a blessing in disguise, or maybe just a straight up blessing. And Calby, no problem. Thank you for asking about the podcast. I appreciate that. Sumac on YouTube asked a question that a lot of people are wondering. What happened to the girl who played the part where she was going to dude's house to practice acting? That was one of my favorite videos, and that video it did better than I thought. I think they had like 2 million views on Instagram. Really good video. Nothing happened to her. We just stopped making videos together, but nothing happened to her. She's still in Los Angeles and she's doing well. So she's still pursuing. To my knowledge, she's still pursuing acting, and I wish the best for her. I hope she's not going to dude's houses at I don't know what the video was 10 or 11 p.m. to go practice acting. But yeah, I hope she's doing well. I hope she's doing well. Executive decision. And in the videos, I've had a lot of different actors in the videos. So it's been different girls in there, and people think that that's my girlfriend, my wife. Uh, I get that often, but we're all actors, including myself. So I was not dating her or anything like that. I'm working on myself. CBT has helped a lot. He's autistic, but then I see how it's good. Yeah. Herbal Sunshine. And the fact that, you also have been, working through your own stuff, it can make you a bit more understanding of your husband because, with autism, the way that you communicate is different from how a neurotypical person would communicate. And you can have two autistic people who communicate completely different, and they may not understand each other. So there's a good chance that you're right. He doesn't see how his communication or lack thereof is affecting everything. How did you decide? Ooh, right in my back. How do you decide to be so open about mental health? Ooh, damn. Man, what a day. Today was a long day. my friend became a U.S. citizen, and the naturalization ceremony, like the whole thing, took like maybe 4 hours, but it was worth it. It was worth every minute. Um, it was exciting to see him become a citizen, and his wife was there, and my homeboy was there, so it was great. But I have to wake up early, so I'm like ah. But and then to answer your question, I like whenever people, maybe it's me being a neurodivergent, but whenever people are trying to avoid a certain topic, I would be intrigued by that. I'm like, hold up, why is nobody talking about this? Like, why is nobody talking about depression or anxiety or psychosis? It's like, it's there, but nobody wants to discuss it. I'm like, I want to talk about it. And my years in the psych hospital, like 7 or 8 years experience, and seeing what my patients have gone through and seeing what I've been through in my life, I feel like I just feel like there's a lot in me that I want to share and talk about, and it's still stigmatized, it's still taboo. And if I'm sharing and I feel like I'm sharing too much or the information is not being received properly or correctly, I'll just move myself to somewhere else where people do want to hear what I have to talk about. I got ADHD. Found out the sign has been CPTSD and generalized anxiety. Okay. Hmm. So that ADHD and autism uh, relationship combo. Um, how to increase your IQ? It's it, I mean, reading, getting enough sleep, exercise can help you out, but increasing your IQ, I'm not too sure about that. He recommends some in the moment cues, word actions to help diffuse a child, adult who is spiraling, fixated on something that they can't change the outcome on. Really struggle with our youngest to this one, but also recognizes a problem I have as well. Good question. Really good question. Ways to help diffuse a child who is spiraling. I think it's help. Look, everybody wants to feel like they're in control. So it's helpful to highlight or illuminate the parts of that person's life that they are in control of, the parts that they do um, have autonomy over, just to make them feel like they're in control of something, right? Even if it's an illusion, you have to have some type of perceived control over your life to kind of give you a sense of comfort. So I think it's important to first focus on what you can control on, and gain some power from that. And then if you feel like you are spiraling or you feel like you're about to crash out, I have a quote that I, I don't know if somebody else said it before, but I've been living by this quote this year. The first step to winning is not losing. So there's going to be moments in your life where you're set up to win. You put the steps in place, and now you're set up to win. All right, cool. We're set up to win. Let's go ahead and attack. Let's win. And there's going to be other moments. So someone, oh, that's somebody's at the door, but my dog will knock if somebody's at the door. There's also going to be other moments in your life where you're spiraling. Is like you're about to crash out. Like things are not getting, but things are getting much worse, and you feel like your mental health is getting low. In those moments, you're set up to lose because maybe you went through a breakup, maybe you're dealing with grief, maybe you're low on sleep, maybe you're preoccupied about the health of a loved one or something that you can't control, right? So in these moments, you're kind of set up to lose because of how life is life in. So in these moments, the key is to win by not losing. So even if you are spiraling, how can you minimize that spiral? If you feel like you have to do something, and this is where you normally self sabotage. Okay, can you go to the gym and run? Can you um, take a trip? Can you take a break? Can you get off your cell phone? Can you give your credit card to somebody before you max it out because you're manic? Can you delete a certain app off your phone before you send that message to your ex? Things like that. those are all small ways to help us win by not losing. And I can relate, especially during these last, last couple of months in the year. It kind of gets harder to keep everything together. It gets a bit harder. I'm no different. I'm human. I have moments where, you know, especially at the beginning of this month, I was like, I just had this impulse. I'm like, I need to check and see what my ex is doing. I need to say why I have this thought. I don't know. And I'm like, oh, I'm low on sleep and it is getting colder outside. Okay. All right, Kojo. We don't need to crash out right now. We need to stay focused. We got mental health videos to make. We got comedy jokes to write. We have new women to talk to and move forward, but don't crash out. Don't go back to your ex. And sometimes it'll be like a fleeting thought. Like you don't want to do it. It's just like the thought pops up in your head, like, oh, it'd be funny if I just hit her up. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. So when you're spiraling and you feel like you're going down, um, try your best to win by not losing. All right, and Herbal Sunshine, I'll answer that question, but let me answer this right here because it kind of goes in with what I'm saying. How do you control those impulses? April, pattern recognition. You have to figure out what works for you. What works for you. So, for the example that I provided earlier, um, like me feeling like uh, November ended, now we're in December, and now it's getting colder. Now I feel like texting my ex. Okay, I control my impulses by putting some type of I put a barrier in place to help prevent me to go from thought to action. Right. So I know she works. I know she works up here on Ventura Boulevard, like what 5 minutes away from me. So I'm like, okay, I want to text my ex and go hang out with her. And then I think about why I decided to step away. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. That was a lot for me to handle. I don't want to go back there. Sometimes I remind myself, and sometimes the reminder is not helpful. If the reminder doesn't work, um, what I'll probably do as a guy, I'll just rub one out. If you know what I'm talking about, just rub one out. And then after that, I'm like, okay, I can think I'm back to, making good decisions now. I'm me again, you know. So, and there should be no shame about how you go about managing an impulse, because whatever thing if it's rubbing it out, that could save you a whole lot of time, a whole lot of effort, a whole lot of energy. So I'm not telling people, hey, everybody go rub one out, but if that can help you out, it can make things a bit easier for you. Um, Tip, I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it's a fantastic idea. Like what? Two choices: either rub one out or get stuck in a 5 to 6 month situationship that I knew wasn't going to work, but I hopped back into it because I was lonely and I wanted the comfort of a familiar person. I'm gonna pick rubbing one out every single time, easily. Um, and Herbal Sunshine, I would probably say uh, the the key is to figure out how to get on the same page communication wise. A lot of times anger, I see you mentioned anger up above. Anger could affect communication. Anger, anxiety, agitation, aggression, especially with autism. It's hard to communicate when you're angry for anybody, but especially with autistic kids when they're angry and agitated is because they can't express themselves. So whatever is the best way for your husband to express himself, I would use that as you work on other methods of communication. If he's good at writing, can we write back and forth? But what's his safe space? How do you communicate to him? Because once you communicate with him, then you can really drive home the point that, hey, like X, Y, and Z, these things that you're doing, it's driving a wedge between us. Or the things that you're not doing, it's affecting us. And I feel like we can work on it to make things be better. If that makes sense. Amy from TikTok on Amy's from Cold Rhode Island. Whew. I know it's cold out there. I appreciate you, Amy. Thank you for your attention. Catherine, I'm excited for you. I hope that your interview goes well tomorrow. And Gene CVD says instructions unclear. I got addicted to rubbing. Hey, Gene said he's gonna keep rubbing a couple out. Okay, cool. And I don't think I've ever heard a therapist ever, you know, like mention rubbing one out as a way to um, manage impulses. But uh, I mean, and look, there's nowhere in the DSM-5 where it says if you feel like self-sabotaging, go masturbate. That's not in the DSM-5, but this is just learned behavior, something that was told to me by an OG when I was in college. And he was like, "Hey, don't come home with no babies. Don't come home with no diseases. Like, if you have to, just rub one out." And that has gotten me pretty far. It's got me pretty far in life. So I'd like to look into the science behind that. Amber, I need to look into the science behind that. Like, why is rubbing one out? Of course, the post nut clarity, yeah, but why is that such a effective way to prevent you from crashing out? You know, it's like I get stuck in a situation. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm in Starbucks, but I'm having these thoughts. I'm having these urges. Okay, all right, cool. I have to. I go to Starbucks and lock the doors. I'm like, all right, stay right here. All right, okay. If I got 5 minutes, let me be quick. Felicia on TikTok, what's up? Yeah. Oh no, no, it's not gonna harm you. It's gonna help you. Ah, look, a lot of look. I feel like wars could have been prevented. And wars could have been prevented. Marriages could have been, restored, and kept, upright. So much bad has come from pent up sexual energy that we didn't know what to do with. So if you're able to just, rub one out, it's better. Stress relief, yeah. Brain chemicals, yeah. And look where this beats messaging your ex. And look, some people go back to the ex. Nothing wrong with that, but you know, go ahead and do that during like March or April. Because if you want to talk to them, then it's probably like a legitimate thing that you want to do. But when you are like during the end of the year, December, New Year's Eve, Christmas, up until February, Valentine's Day, it's a very emotional time. Um, and people make a lot of permanent decisions based off of these emotions that are temporary, which is why I recommend the. Oh, Gene said that he can't do that in November. So, Gene, maybe you are a part of No Nut November. Um, I I am not a practitioner of No Nut November, but it could be helpful. It could be helpful. Chris, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And every single time I read a comment like this, it means a lot to me. So I know how crazy it is navigating a late diagnosis. It feels like your life has been flipped upside down. Um, and it happened for me at 26, and ever since then I've been on this journey. And to have all y'all come along with me in this journey, it really means a lot to me. So, Chris, thank you so much. Endorphins make you feel good, so you can finally relax. Hard to agree. Tip, Tip, I like that. I like that. Right, right. Make these decisions when you're thinking clear. The worst time to ever get into a relationship is between the months of from Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day. You could talk to somebody, and like this is advice that I will take for myself. I can talk to a girl, or I can be interested in a girl, but um, between Thanksgiving and Um, Valentine's Day, no, no. Come back around February 15th. See how I feel about you then. Rubbing out. Yeah, Annette, rubbing one out is, it's releasing yourself. It's releasing your inhibitions. Yeah, you gotta be careful during you know, these last few months of the year. Any decision that is gonna affect you for many months to year. Like just take your time with these decisions. Take your time. Take your time. How do you show up or help someone with bipolar depression? Uh, Now, this can vary from person to person, but I think having knowledge about bipolar depression is helpful. But if you come in and you know that this is somebody who spends the majority of their time in a depressed state, and sometimes when they take medications to help them feel better, they can go into hypomania. You know, that would be a good starting point, or just even dedicating yourself to learning more about bipolar. Zoe, be nice, don't bark. Hey, dedicating yourself to increasing your knowledge about bipolar depression, I think can be very powerful. Um, Zoe, be nice. And I'll get something else. And also, knowing how your friend is, you probably know ways to help them out. Like if there's somebody who, their apartment is dirty, can you help them clean their kitchen? Sometimes it's the small things that can go a long way. And MKKHCCG on TikTok, thank you so much. We Zo, be a good girl, be a good dog. We did 90 and 90 meetings and then started dating in October that year. Was supposed to just be friends with benefits. Oops. The friends with benefits to married pipeline amongst the neurodivergent community must be steady. And I feel like this is how a lot of really good relationships start. And I'm not telling people to, be friends with benefits or to not do it, but I feel like the reason why, and Amber, I'm just curious, is your husband neurodivergent? This may actually help to highlight my point. Um, so I'm curious, is your husband neurodivergent? But when you have two people who come together and they're like, I just want to hook up, and the other person's like, oh, I just want to hook up. The thing that y'all want at the beginning of the situation is the exact same. And should feelings develop, and one person's like, you know what, like I want to hook up, but also get to know you. Another person's like, oh, I want to hook up, but also get to know you. Then we're on the same page. We're clicking. Your husband's ADHD. Oh, there, there it is. There it is. And that straightforward communication that neurodivergent individuals have, the world would be so much easier if people were just upfront. Because if one person wants to hook up and another person doesn't, okay, this is not going to work. Both people have to be satisfied at a minimum in some degree. So if one person wants this, another person not going to work. But if both people just, oh, we just want to, hook up and see where things go, that sometimes leads to a lot of long-lasting relationships, as opposed to this song and dance where people play where it's like, I like you, but I'm not sure. I mean, the beginning of a relationship is what the honeymoon phase. If the honeymoon phase is confusing and difficult and draining, what type of relationship do you think that's going to end up becoming? An MKKHCCG, how did I become so understanding about which illness? Um, I have ADHD myself, um, and anxiety, I'm sure, and depression, I'm sure. Not been diagnosed, just ADHD has been diagnosed, but I'm sure I have all three. And autism, I think about, am I autistic? Uh, and a lot of the same questions that y'all have in the comments where y'all like, do I have this? Do I have that? I think about that myself. I'm like, do I have a touch of autism? Or am I bipolar too? Like I think about those things. And obviously there's symptoms that overlap between the conditions. So like I have those thoughts as well. Bonita, any connections with epilepsy and neurodivergence? I have seen a connection between the two. I'm not sure how strong it is, but there's definitely a connection between the two. And also, we can even throw in TBIs, traumatic brain injuries, um, and that could cause ADHD, could cause epilepsy. Um, so there's that link there. Anytime you have anything that involves the brain, um, and certainly with epilepsy, you could hit your head. Anything that involves the brain, or maybe hitting your head, or just rapid brain activity, it does affect your ability to regulate your mood, your ability to pay attention. So there's definitely a connection between epilepsy and neurodivergence. I'm not sure how strong. I have to have the evidence in front of me, but there's definitely a connection there. Well, I did have a TBI. Oh, okay, okay. Maybe I was onto something. Maybe I was onto something. And actually, I'm right on TBI because I feel like we need some more content on TBI. I made some content about it, but not in the normal style that I normally make the videos in. So, and educate people on TBI. Let me see. Oh, Laquanda, what's up? What's up? What's up, Laquanda? How you been? Laquanda on TikTok, how have you been? Laquanda, your bio on TikTok says situation ship specialist. I love that. That's tight. Situationship specialist. That's cool. That's cool. You're good. It's good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you. Kyle B on TikTok says, "What do you think about schizophrenia and ADHD relationships?" Uh, Kyle B, what do you mean? Are you asking if somebody with schizophrenia can be in a relationship with somebody with ADHD? If so, the answer is yes. And people think that schizophrenia, like you can't like have a quality of life, any quality of life, but that's could be further from the truth. Schizophrenia is a thought disorder, but there are medications for it. And I know a lot of people with schizophrenia who do really well, full time jobs, families, and everything. So, yeah. Self-diagnosed ADHD, also depression. Been working remote for 3 years. Ooh. And so, Ross, when you work remotely, I think it can be helpful to set rules for yourself where you force yourself to go outside and talk to people in real life. Because remote work is great, and I do it, but sometimes I have to like force myself to go out and be amongst people. Let me see. And the program administrator of mental health and wellness. Oh, Laquana, wow, awesome, wow, that's awesome. Wow, wow, Laquana, it's good to hear from you. I just followed you on TikTok. Wow, wow, could be fun to have. Could be fun for some to have a relationship with a couple of different people in one. Ah, I'm so shy. Yeah, yeah, okay. I have a good buddy of mine. His name is Cody Green. He's a TikTok creator. He has over 1 million followers. He's a schizophrenia advocate. He has schizophrenia. His wife is autistic, um, and he's also a comedian as well. He makes a lot of jokes about schizophrenia. Um, Jokes like this, like his wife being autistic, she lacks a little bit of variety here and there. So, she never knows what version of him he's going to show up as. And then sometimes he'll make jokes about hearing different voices. And I like how he's brought light to the situation because a lot of people will hear or see schizophrenia and they think it's a death sentence. Like, damn, like, schizophrenia out of all the mental health conditions. And I learned this working in the psychiatric hospital. For some reason, schizophrenia Urban Sunshine, I agree. For some reason, schizophrenia has, I think, the heaviest stigma of all the conditions. Because when you hear schizophrenia, it's like, wow, schizophrenia. Oh my gosh. Like you think of somebody who's like hallucinating or you think that you're unsafe around the person. But in all actuality, people with schizophrenia are more likely to be victims of violent crimes as opposed to being the ones who are committing it. So that's why schizophrenia education is important. Myself. Well, there you go, Amber. He never knows what he's gonna get. You never know. You never know. And Calby says my partner has schizophrenia and I have ADHD. Yeah, Calby, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, and like we need to talk more about that, especially if you are dating somebody with schizophrenia. Like I as a consumer, I would love to see a series. What it looks like to date somebody with schizophrenia, and people will be shocked that it looks normal as hell. Like you're just living your life, and they take their medications. Most people, you can't look at somebody and tell that they're schizophrenic. Like you would never know. Amanda, yes, to answer your question, uh, a huge meltdown. So there's a difference in communication here, and a lot of times when kids are having a meltdown, they're trying to communicate something. It's frustration, but there's something behind that frustration, and learning how to manage that. Whether it's finding a way to talk to them that they're able to hear you and understand you, or maybe like ADHD, maybe medications to help with emotional dysregulation, help you manage your mood better, help you regulate your attention better. With autism, sometimes the medications that are mood stabilizers or sometimes the antipsychotics, which help the mood stabilize and reduce aggression, can help. Because when you reduce aggression, when aggression goes like this, communication goes like that, right? When aggression is like this, you can't communicate, you can't do anything. So we gotta flip it. We gotta flip it. You know. Gene says, "What's the minimum amount of time you should meet with friends in a certain period?" Gene, what do you mean? What do you mean? I think it's important to pour into your friends as best as you can. I'm busy a lot, so I miss a lot of gatherings and stuff with my friends back home in Georgia. I'm just busy. That's my life. But towards the end of the year, I make a much more intentional effort to show up to gatherings and birthday stuff, things that I can't do when I'm busy. So there's no real number that I put. I just try to show up for friends as best as I can. How do you reduce aggression? So in that example with a kid, maybe meds could be helpful. And if you don't want to use meds, figuring out where the difference of communication is. Sometimes, like with demand avoidance, if you levy too many demands upon a person, then they're just frustrated. It's just too much. So maybe start slow, give them a couple of tasks, or ask them, say, hey, like, how may I help? Like, there's a way that you can like get through to certain people. So it might be while they're watching their favorite movie or they're eating their favorite food. But if you can get through to them, you can pull some answers. You can figure out how to communicate more with them. But to talk about the demand avoidance, if you if it is a demand avoidance thing, then you can say, okay, you know what, I will help you out. Or as I mentioned in the podcast episode, if let's say it's a kid who has to get some chores done, they have to do the dishes, they have to mow the lawn, and they have to clean the room. Dishes, lawn, and homework. Let's just say those three. Depending on what's priority, you can say, okay, all right, Thomas, all right, Christina, we have to get these three things done. The dishes are priority, so you have to do that today. But between the other two things, which one would you like to do tomorrow, and what would you like to do on the weekend? Because when you give options, it gives the you know the it gives the person some perceived autonomy, even if it's not much of any autonomy. But people do better when they feel like they're in control of something, right? So giving them that perceived autonomy is going to go a long way. And Raina, um, I made it weird. Thank you so much on TikTok. I started following you because I believe my soon-to-be 18-year-old son was autistic. Uh, hmm, and joyfully joy. So both autism and bipolar has, there's a strong link between families. There's a genetic link with both of those conditions. Um, so I think it's helpful to take a family history and then see how these traits could present in your son. And when you're confused, I think that's where professional um, help comes in, because a professional can look and say, well, you know what, there's no mania here, so it's not bipolar, or there's mania here, so it is bipolar. And sometimes people can have both. You know, Amber, I agree. I agree. Um, Kim, how are you? Carolina in the house. Thoughts on Asperger's and ADHD? The first thought that comes to mind is I believe that there's a lot of people who have both who are underdiagnosed. This is probably not diagnosed enough. Because ADHD and Asperger's, I know I don't want to diagnose my friends, or sometimes my friends are like, oh, I think I have this and that. I'm like, okay, well, you could. I don't want to, validate or step into like a provider's role with my friends, but I have a lot of friends who feel like they have Asperger's, or they're on this level one autism and ADHD, and I think that there's a lot of people who have both. Um, and when this is the case, it can be difficult to manage your mood, and it can be really hard to pay attention, which is what ADHD is. But autism, you know, now you made things twice as hard. You have the sensory challenges. It can be difficult, but understanding how that person communicates and what moves them will be key. I'm a piano teacher who specializes in teaching neurodivergent students. Music can really help if we can afford it. Hugs. Music is a big part of my life. So, Christina, I can see that. 90% we do. And switching meds can be, look, I don't like to recommend meds. I think one thing that people have appreciated in my community is the fact that I don't go straight to meds. But when it's a medication issue, you'll know, because switching meds and your child or you having this beneficial boost where you feel so much better, you're sleeping better, you're paying more attention, um, like that'll let you know that, oh wow, this was a medication issue. And for a lot of people, it's a medication issue. If you're on the wrong meds, it's tough to out hustle and outwork the wrong combination of meds. And it's hard to get on the right meds when you don't have the right diagnosis. So all these things are all interconnected, you know. Um, yeah, okay. Probably routine. But if you've been increasing the responsibilities, figuring out how to give the child some perceived autonomy is also going to be huge. Yeah, yeah. The food dyes, um, they lead to a lot of irritability, and also junk. Junk is not good for you. Amber, yeah, yeah. Because if you're neurodivergent, you're probably parenting yourself, and then on top of that, you're being a parent too. So, I think one thing that we should really uh, like keep in mind is we we know the most information about mental health that we've ever known. We know a lot, so we are the most self-aware generation. Whereas, back in the day, if you had, neurodivergence or a condition or whatever, people just say, "Oh, that's just a bad kid," or he comes from that family. Everybody, all of the Tuckers, you know how they are, but nobody calls it mental illness. Um, and because you didn't call it mental illness, people probably did better. They didn't think that they had a problem, so they acted as if there was no problem, which is liberating. But we know so much that we're a little hard on ourselves. So just keep this in mind, that we have a lot of information at our disposal, and we should use it to help educate ourselves and make ourselves better. But we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves because we just know too much. Let me see. Your doctor. Oh wow, commission for 4 years. Okay, that's good. Laquana, that's good. And I'm not a fan of when doctors just DC stop all meds without a plan. I don't like that. Right. And PhD diva, yeah, it's level one autism, but people still say Asperger's, and they're not. People aren't reading DSM-5, so I get it. But a lot of people, I feel like people say Asperger's more than level one. So sometimes I have to like make the connection in my head, like, oh, okay, no, they're still saying Asperger's. Where's the book? Ah, Running with Scissors. Let me see what that book is about. Running with Scissors is a book. Bizarre memoir. Oh, they went to go live with their psychiatrist. Okay. It's also a film. Is this a good movie? Does anybody know? Running with Scissors. The movie is 116 minutes. It's like 2 hours. Can I pay attention for 2 hours? Try to think. Mrs. Yams, NP, largely died free. Oh, Amber, this is a good compromise right here. Three boys, same couple chores. Hmm. Yeah, and it's tough because sometimes kids don't put a lot of effort into chores, but there could be difficulty with executing the task as well. Um, if you've never been hospitalized for PhD diva, you're more than likely right because you can be hospitalized for a hypomanic episode, but normally, it's if you're hospitalized for any type of mania or hypomania, it's normally mania, and then mania makes it bipolar one. Oh, so you never saw the movie though? Okay, all right, cool. It's based on the book. Yeah, because like I know myself, like I can read the book, but the movie's faster. Like I would opt for the movie, so I just want to know if it's a good movie. Um, do you think there says that? Um, yeah, no, there are studies. The suicide rate, or I mean, unaliving rate. My bad. I'm on TikTok too. I forgot. I forgot. Sorry. The unaliving rate is much higher in neurodivergent individuals. Um, it's higher when you have ADHD, and I think that it's even higher when you have autism. Now, if you have both, that's what I don't have like direct evidence about, but I'd love to see what the numbers look like or what the studies are saying for ADHD and autism. Delphine, how are you? Uh, no, you're right. It's learning everything again slash unlearning. I'm right there with you, Delphine. I'm right there with you, and I appreciate you. And I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. How can you best help an adult child that struggles with? So, Benita, but removing the stigma, you know, Ray on TikTok. I don't think we can say the uh as yeah, we just say unaliving. TikTok has like their stuff. So I try not to say that. Rachel, how are you? How you been, Rachel? Um, but yeah, it helps to remove the stigma, like not make it bad to not shower or to not go places. Because once you remove the shame, you can help that person put a system in place that will account for things like that. I need to go see this movie though. Out of school after lunch. Hmm. No, What has anybody had this experience? I can't relate to it, but a lot of neurodivergent kids don't want all that attention. It's kind of like the autistic kid who tells their parents, "Don't sing happy birthday for me," and then the parents like do this whole surprise, like, "Ah, dude," like, "Ah." Um, Rachel, wow, you became an OR nurse. Congratulations, congrats, and I appreciate you. I've been, doing my best to stay in the gym. Been doing a good job of that. Need to do a bit of a better job of getting some sleep, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good. OR nurse, Rachel, where are you at? Are you in England? Are you in England? Mm, something I agree. Um, Nicole, because most people, um, like people get diagnosed with bipolar normally when they're in that manic episode. So when they're at the depression, it becomes hard to kind of pick up on bipolar unless you get a good history. Mm, mm. I know that. I just don't know how much. Oh, Rachel, you're in Massachusetts. Okay, did I know? I thought you were. Your bio says, "Oh, luxury design turner sold out for the kingdom." Okay, so God, you're Christian. I thought you said. I thought it was United Kingdom. Uh, I always thought I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed with ADHD and later autism. Um, oh, oh, hmm. Yeah, and that's the advantage of getting a second opinion. You can get a different diagnosis, a diagnosis that you think is more accurate as well too. So, but yeah, Rachel, the kingdom. Gotcha. So you're in Massachusetts. How are you liking um being an OR nurse? Is there everything you thought it'd be? I think you said OR nurse, right? Yeah. My younger sister's an OR nurse. She loves it. Once she did that, she never looked back. Hmm. And Samantha, meds are. I mean, medication management is my thing. Like, I I know how that works, but it's key to have a provider who doesn't give up. And because medication management, you have to think outside the box. Be willing to try something that's non FDA approved. Are you willing to try, um, a combination of like it? You gotta be crafty with it, but um, like I wouldn't give up. Um, there's too many options, and Remeron is very very helpful medication. And sometimes I have to like refrain from trying to do medication management like live stream because my brain wants to be like, have you tried Doxepin? Have you tried a Remeron? Have you tried a Trazone? Have you tried a Benadryl? You know, uh, all these different things. Have you tried Seroquel? And all those are options, but like it's a it's really the 10-year-old child is in the driver's seat, and then the person who's managing the meds is in the passenger seat, assisting them and listening to them and figuring out what's working, what's not working. Amen. Yeah, I'm definitely a Christian. I'm a Christian. It's a closing unit. It's hectic, but I really like it. Challenging with ADHD, what we're doing. Oh, Rachel, you got ADHD too? I just assume that everybody who follows me has ADHD. Where were you diagnosed, Rachel? And Ray Black on TikTok asked a good question. I think I missed the question. Ray Black. So mania is not situational. If you one manic episode, like one full blown manic episode, uh, especially when I lands you in the psych hospital, after that, the diagnosis is bipolar one. Yeah, so it's not situational. It's bipolar one because mania can be dangerous. So we don't have to see it happen more than once. So one manic episode is bipolar one. And it doesn't go back to being bipolar two. It's bipolar one. Bipolar one. Tran, Prozac, Risperdal, Guanfacine. Okay. 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 And you know, I I what can I say? I guess you know sometimes with medication management, like wherever like a provider wants to take you off all the medications, might not be a bad idea, but you would want to have like a plan for everything. So I see one medication that can help with ADHD. I see Prozac, which can help with depression and energy. And I see Risperdal, which can help with mood. And I see the Guanfacine, which can help with attention and impulse control. So like what I do is like I'll just tell you my thought process. 'Cause I can't recommend meds legally, but what I do is I think if a patient comes to me, they're taking all these four meds. All right, cool. What are these four meds supposed to target? Okay, all right, cool. We're targeting boom, 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 boom. All right. Then I think to myself, what's working? What's not working? Whatever's working, we'll keep it. What's not working, we'll taper off of it. All right, cool. So we have some that work, some that don't work. All right, great. And then what things aren't, you know, improving with the child? Okay, this isn't all right, cool. So if it's inattention or well, all right, what are the best meds that can fix that problem that can work for a 10-year-old? And then we go from there. Um, and no, you try a lot of meds, so sometimes it's complex, but you really just cannot give up. You have to just keep trying. And the combination of meds, it can be frustrating, but it can be done. It can be done. I never think that it's unattainable. It can be done. ADHD and auditory processing disorder, good times. Okay. And Rachel, when were you diagnosed? Lena was diagnosed in her 30s. Giselle, how are you? The danger is psychosis. No, Ray Black. The danger with mania is the impaired decision making. You haven't slept in however many days. You have this excess amount of energy. You might drive your car super fast, 95 in the 45 zone. You might be having, multiple sexual partners unprotected in a short amount of time. You could be spending money that you don't have. Like it's a dangerous, uh, you know, dangerous consequences that we're worried about. It's not the psychosis. Psychosis makes it hard to sometimes make good decisions because it's a break from reality. But it's the impaired decision making that we really worry about. EB system, yeah, sure. Reach out to my assistant, and then if they're able to figure out a time for me to hop on a podcast, I'll come on. First year nursing school, 38. Um, okay. Oh wow. And Rachel, you look like you're 24. Would not have guessed 40 on this. Okay. All right. Ray Black, I'm happy that's helpful because sometimes I'm not sure if I'm because when I'm on the live stream, I'm just talking like how I'd explain in real life. I don't have time to make it into the short, cute videos. So uh, at least you got it. Cool. I take Adderall XR. It's very helpful for me. Um, ooh, so genetic testing can be helpful for reasons like this. Hi, so I got it on accident, and I stay on purpose. Man, you were diagnosed until you started watching. I knew I had ADHD from the time I was in seventh grade, but we couldn't afford like real treatment or whatever. So I just kind of, I just I thugged it out. But I knew that I had ADHD, and then when I got older, I had a friend of mine who told me about the fact that he was taking Ritalin for ADHD and he was diagnosed. And that conversation, in addition to the appointment that I made with my doctor afterwards, it changed my life. So and my dad wanted me to take a job at a psych hospital so I can move back home. That's how I got into mental health. Yeah. I'm doing a lot of the financial things I never did before. This last year, Lena. And Lena, with I'm not sure if you're talking about like the financial stuff with bipolar, but once again, if you can, you know, I got my TikTok screen messing up. If you can win by not losing, that's a big win. So maybe freezing your credit cards, giving them away. So just be careful. Oh, it's the Portuguese genes. Okay, okay, okay. Richie, you look great. What to talking about then? Oh, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar. That's funny. Um, I personally, yeah, and that's the issue with a lot of people. They've been on so many meds that they've lost faith in the system. They don't trust it anymore. And then it's hard to make progress. But then a lot of times, like, this is why it's so important to get a diagnosis right as early as you can, because the wrong diagnosis sets you up for the wrong treatment. Um, we'll try eating differently. And if you know what you've tried before and it hasn't worked, keep track of all that and let your provider know. Because like, if something hasn't worked, why do we have to go back to it? We're not going to go back to it. What about people who are on medication that causes them to gain weight? How can that be helpful? All right, so Nicole, I'll say this because one of my favorite mood stabilizers is a medication called Zyprexa, and I'm not recommending it for y'all. I'm not trying to put anybody in anything, but I love Zyprexa so much because it knocks out mania very fast. So short term is a great thing that we use at the hospital to help with psychosis and mania. Long term, you're going to put on weight. Like if somebody's going to start Zyprexa, I tell them, hey, you're going to put on 5 to 10 pounds, depending on what the dose is. And then, you can counteract that by, like I'll give metformin sometimes to help counteract the weight gain. If the person has ADHD as well and they're taking a stimulant, that can counteract the weight gain. But you always have to think about weight when you're giving these medications out, because weight and um, uh, sexual issues are in my experience, in my career, those are the two main reasons why people have stopped medications: weight and sexual issues. And I understand both of those. I get it. I get it. Like if I was having like sexual issues from meds, I wouldn't take them anymore. I'm just being upfront. You know, um, people's behavior precept. Mary Cruz, not at the moment, but hopefully I can get back into the precepting game. I've never taken Vyvanse personally, but it's been very helpful for a lot of my patients. 20 pounds in 3 months for patient. Yeah, yeah. That sounds like it sounds like an antipsychotic. Whose hands are doing what? Ray Black. I know Ray Black is asking some good questions. Some good questions. Can lamotrigine treat bipolar 1? So it can. I think people think of lamotrigine more as a bipolar 2 medication. Um, I do see it kind of used more for bipolar 2, but it can treat bipolar 1. So with all right, put it this way. So with mania, you have certain meds that help out with mania, right? That's like lithium, Depakote, antipsychotics, Seroquel, Zyprexa, right? You have some meds that help out with like the depressive symptoms, right? So lamotrigine is one of the medications that's really good at catching you like right here. So bipolar 1, you don't have to have a depressive episode to meet the criteria for bipolar 1, right? So if you have this an even mood and then sometimes mania, that's bipolar without the depression. But some people who have bipolar 1 also have depressive episodes. And if that's the case, then lamotrigine can be a fantastic medication. I hope that made sense. Let me know if it didn't make sense. Um, Ray, let me see. By hearing and hearing by, thank you so much. And yeah, Mike, lower the share. Congratulations, congratulations. And the mental health system is broken. Something that I completely agree. And that will be a goal of mine. I've always thought that it was too big for me to like work with the government, but I've been to the White House 2, 3 times, and I love to work with the government and get some government contracts and see how we can help out with mental health. So I'm going to be more intentional about that. You know, It's a new administration coming in. I don't know what my relationship will be with them, but I would love to work with the White House. And like, I don't care if it's like Trump or Kamala. Um, I'll do my job regardless. And I'm disconnected from politics. I'm not even that like emotionally attached to it, so I could fake. Um, uh, uh, there's some efficacy to psilocybin too. Probably a different combo for a different day, but yeah. Nicole, you know how to. Okay, Goddess, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Cigarettes is hard to quit. Cigarettes is hard. It's hard. Um, Race is very helpful. A lot of bipolar one meds are hard to be. Ray, sorry to hear about that. Sorry for your loss, Ray. Sorry for your loss. And Dr. Emmanuel, it's been a long season for us, but still tighten up. I'm still supporting. Mona, how are you? How often should blood work be done when on Zyprexa? Uh, the way I do for my patients, I like to get blood work at least quarterly, like 4 times a year. Something like Zyprexa. Sometimes you can go like get it twice a year. It's not like lithium where you have to get it whenever you like change the dosage. And Ray, yeah, a lot of the bipolar one meds can be difficult to be on. Just depending on who you are and what you're dealing with. But uh, no, the lamotrigine it can help out with mania as well. But I find it helps out more with the lows. And there's definitely like if you're talking about mania, there's medications that are better at catching mania than lamotrigine. But lamotrigine has been one of the meds that patients have told me that it's a game changer. It really is a game changer. Uh, and Samantha, yeah, we will let you know. I was talking to uh, a friend of mine about this, figuring out how to get a good system. Because all I know how to do is just see patients. Like the business side of it, I'm not good at. The business side of social media, I'm good at because you know, um, you know, that's easier for me. But the business side of psychiatry, which is most people are able to do the business side easier there, and they have no idea about social media. And social media, I know all that. Um, but yeah, I will let y'all know. What state are you in? That's the thing. You have to have a license in that state, and it's like, we'll let you know too. I have like licenses in like 8 or 9 states. And I don't know why I have all those licenses because it gets expensive. I think I'll get a couple more though. I'll get a couple more. Raising credit cards. uh, do you know if I've taken a Atenolol for 2 years? So Carlos on TikTok, your question about atenolol. I mean, medications affect people differently. It's not something that I think would cause anxiety or depression. But maybe you or the person you're asking about may have reacted to it in a certain way. Have you seen issues with generic Vyvanse? So here's the thing with the generic medications, there is some variability between the meds. So when somebody's like, "Oh, the generic doesn't work for me," as well as the brand name, they're probably right. So but it was like one cost $7, another cost like $300. It's like, okay, for the $7 one, like you know, does the 200 and something dollars that we're saving, does that make up for like the difference in the or the dip in like how hard the medication hits? If that makes sense. Dr. Alicia Brown, how are you? And mine is online, all online. I love. Oh, wow, Ray. Okay, that's all. Wow, Ray, you already know a lot. You know a lot. Thoughts on abuse for Rome? Okay, I will say this. I I I don't like abuse for Rome. Okay, I don't like abuse for Rome. But um, do not don't. start or stop taking anything based off of what I say. Like this is not legal or medical advice. I'm just talking to y'all as a friend, as your friend. Like Christopher said, I'm talking to y'all as you're a friendly comedian. I do comedy as well, but I just don't like beefs around personally. Like and also the psychiatrist that trained me in school. He told me that buspirone was candy. And then I got into practice, and I'm like, how come none of my patients say that the buspar is helping them out with anxiety? But sometimes, like if there's some sexual issues or dysfunction, I've read evidence that buspar could be helped. You know, it, it's just never my go-to. I will never prescribe buspar in my life. Let me just say that. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like it. Oh yeah. I have a South Carolina license, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. I don't have either one. Ah, but Massachusetts. Okay, let me see. And I have to talk to my team and see like what state licenses are easy to get, and also to get, and then like teaming up with other people because like like my worst fear with this, to be honest with you all, my worst fear is like getting too many patients and then I can't deliver a certain type of quality. Because like with every patient that I talk to, like I give it my all. I give 1,000%. So um, yeah, I don't want to not give 1,000%. No. Comedy's different. If I go and my joke bombs, is like okay, all right, But like with somebody's life, like I give it 100%. Um, oh, Carlos, I actually have a New Mexico license, but New Mexico is the only state where I let the license lapse. So you just reminded me. I gotta work on that. Carlos, thank you. Um, Massachusetts. Oh, Rachel, you need me to come out there? Oh, Ray, the compact states. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I need to talk to Trump. I need to talk to Trump and tell him that if they just took away like all of the different, like, why don't they just make like one federal license? I don't understand that because this stuff is very complex. Like my accountant, like if you're seeing somebody and it's like a nightmare. Like nobody knows how complex it is. It should not be that difficult. Like it's difficult. It's it's difficult. Um, yeah, by hearing and hearing about that, that's what I'd like to do. Uh, I have to get a good system for it though, because eventually I'd like to, like I'd like to. I'm not a travel person, but I like, I like to have me an old lady and have kids one day, and so I don't want to be hella busy, but the same way I've created the system for social media, which has allowed me to have time to do this, I gotta do the same for the psychiatry. So I just have to, learn more. Crosses the yeah. I don't like B Square. I'm sorry. I don't like B Square. Like I don't want to fake the funk. I just don't like it. But once again, please. I'm just saying it because I don't know, people will cut out and snip it. Like I'm not qualified to give y'all any medical advice. We're just talking as friends here. Um, any ideas for meds for ADHD that are not stimulants and not Strattera? Um, my favorite non-stimulant for ADHD is Wellbutrin. That's my favorite non-stimulant for ADHD, or Wellbutrin, and I like it because it's versatile. It can help with smoking cessation. It can do a lot of different things. Um, how do you know if you're finally happy or getting into mania? Serenity, good question. I don't know. I, I've been trying to figure that out. Like, are you just confident or are you manic? It's really difficult to figure out. And sometimes, who asked that question? Serenity. What I would say is your family members, or if you're asking for somebody else, the people closest to this person who's trying to figure this out, Ask them because like normally your friends or your family that know you, they pick up on you being manic before you do because they'll notice small things like, oh dang, like you taken 100 selfies today, or you posted, you know, 12 selfies, or you bought a whole bunch of things, or it'll be like past couple of days you've been talking super fast, but normally somebody else picks up on it maybe before you pick up on it. So it's very difficult, very difficult, um, very difficult. How would you help an autistic family member get any job, any programs in Cali? Or what type of programs? Um, yeah, I don't like beats. Like I don't like beats where I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are. We're on a good roll. We're on a good roll. By hearing here, by I appreciate that. Florida. Oh, where am I licensed? South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, New York, New Mexico. It expired. I'm sorry, I'll fix that. Arizona, California, Texas, Alaska, and Washington. How did I forget Texas? I like Texas. Maya, nice to meet you, Maya, from Singapore. Nice to meet you. I just, I'll get out soon, man. New Jersey. I might have to get New Jersey too. Let me see, SSRI or S. So, Carlos, it depends, but normally you go to the SNRIs when the SSRIs don't work. That's Relaxing versus Wellbutrin. Depends on what you're trying to do, but both of them. I mean, my patients like both, so I like both. Mexico. Joel, hey, what's up, Joel? Hey, that's my cousin Joel. He's a pharmacist. I don't think he put up his info on there, but he's a pharmacist. But Joe, these are good questions. These are really good questions. These are really, really good questions. These are really good questions. Uh, oh, we've just been shooting the shit, honestly. Just been talking, and I just wanted to tell people thank you for, their attention. For the million followers on Facebook, but just really for all the attention y'all have, given me the past 5 years. It's been 5 years since I've been posting content full time. So yeah, just thank you so much. Oh, right, Dr. Joel. We are in good hands with Dr. Joel because he knows so much about the medications. Yeah. And yeah, nice to meet you. I appreciate you, Maya. Right? Programs for jobs. I don't. Christopher, I don't. I don't. But hmm. When I get that information, or like a plug for jobs, I love to post it. I have to make sure it's legitimate though, because there's a lot of ghost jobs around where they leave the job postings up and then you apply and it's like AI and it's not a real job. So I need to make sure that if I co-sign something, it should be a legitimate job. Vraylar is the truth. I've seen Vraylar be very helpful. And Ray, the way I say I do brief supportive psychotherapy. Because I don't do psychotherapy as extensively as a psychologist would do it, but sometimes people need to talk more than meds. Joe, how are you doing, man? The 49ers are not having the best season, but the Titans aren't either, so I can't talk. Um, a website for my practice. No, we have to get the website going. I had a website for everything, and that website was not done correctly. I um, I paid a guy too much money, and he didn't do the website correctly. I'm even embarrassed to say how much I spent, but damn, I just poured the money into like a bucket with a hole. So we will redo the website, and it will be done better this time. I'll see to that. Fly Eagles fly, huh? This, Samantha, I appreciate you. Um, Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And bipolar and postpartum psychosis, that it could be quite scary, certainly the postpartum psychosis. So I appreciate you. Progress, not perfection. That's key. YouTube channel. Um, so Maya, I think you're in a different country. So in America, all right. So in LA, like I perform at different comedy clubs. Like I have a show this Saturday at the Hollywood Improv, and then we post it online. So it's a comedy club, but yeah, it's stand-up comedy. It's not a special, so Netflix is for like specials. So I haven't done a Netflix special yet. I'd like to do it one day. I got to be a part of John Mulaney's Netflix special in May of this year. Um, Everybody's in LA. I think I'm on episode 2, so I've been a part of one, and that's a good start. Eventually, I'll get my own one day. So just take it, one day at a time. Sweet Jesus. Uh, well, I posted a couple of videos. I think that one was like uh, it was 8 minute set, fourth wall. That was on YouTube. There's a conference for second feet. Oh, oh, Scottsdale. You want to get me back to Arizona? Okay. I don't know. I've learned to avoid Arizona women. Joke, joke, joke. Send me the info on that. Send me the info on that. I'll see. I've been diagnosed with bipolar and anxiety. I haven't been looked to it, but it made me feel Love Tango. Let's say the Latuda didn't work. It would be helpful to ask if we can try something else because it's a good medication in my opinion. But if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work. No need to try that. You gotta try something else. 49ers got me focused. Joe, same here. The Titans have me focusing on work too. Football. Luckily, with fantasy football, I'm still alive in the playoffs. But yeah, football has been depressing this year. Any good ways to encourage a loved one to get evaluated for bipolar disorder? They're resistant to it, and it's hard. Maybe you can share a personal story, or put measures in place to help ensure their safety. But sometimes people have to uh, like take out like a legal action, just depending on what's going on. And Amanda, so the way it works on StreamYard is like, all right, I can click this right here, Amanda. But actually, I think I'm the only one who sees it. Yeah, I think. I think. I think. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this stuff works. By hearing, but I appreciate you. And yeah, I think it was 8 minutes. Zamara, I'm good. How are you? Last time I was like, oh, that's a pretty name, Zamara. Can anything that's induced by so Carlos, it's tough. It could. Uh, Now the thing about OUID, actually, we did not do a water break. So we'll have. Damn, we haven't done water. All right, we'll do water break in a minute or so. Amanda, we can see all the Facebook comments actually. And Christopher, my favorite comedian is Dave Chappelle. So Carlos, if you start, smoking OUID, or if you start gardening after like 25, 26, it doesn't have as bad of a cognitive effect as if you start when you're 13. Um. Oh yeah. Message me on Scottsdale information, message me here or on IG or I just told my I'm gonna ask this. Am I single? No, I have two wives. I thought we already went over this. I got two wives. You know, it's not happy wife, happy life. Happy wives. Happy. Uh, oh, Ray. You start writing comedy. Oh, do you post your comedy songs anywhere? I would like to see. I've done it at a very young age and still do. And Carlos, I had my, my time with the plant, um, and I had to give it up because, whatever I'm chasing in life, it requires me to give it up. Unfortunately, you know, happy wives. Difficult. Yeah, difficult has been helpful for a lot of my patients. Process it. Mm, okay, love tango. Is that working a little bit better for you? And Zamara, I feel good. I'm grateful today. I mean, I'm grateful almost every day. But no, I feel good. I feel I'm grateful for this community, and this means a lot to me for me to be here in California and do this. So like, just thank you. Like I say it over and over, but like I get to live my dream. So this is super cool for me, and I have to remind myself that sometimes, because sometimes negative thoughts do win, and I have to just kind of bring myself back to like, okay, you uh, Serenity. I have to talk to the first two wives to see if they're okay with it. I want to get the courage. Oh, all right, Redback, take your time, but that's the thing I like about comedy. This is the fact that you get to embarrass yourself. It's cool. Uh, um, I use StreamYard. It lets me go live on all the platforms, and look. I know Facebook doesn't like it when I go live. Um, uh, like not vertically on their platform. And same thing with TikTok. Like so I gotta learn maybe another way. I like this, but I will be doing more lives to the platforms. Yeah. Best part of my job. Uh oh, Nicole. Like if you're talking about like what psychiatry, um, is getting to see the change in people. You know, I guess the same thing with the social media. You know, same thing with the comedy, making somebody's day better. Mm, something is okay, okay. I don't have a. Uh, I'm not in an interracial relationship. I don't have a non-black girlfriend, but people think I do. I just want to say you got two eyes. Yeah, I got two eyes. Serenity's clapping for the fact that I don't have a white girlfriend. Don't clap yet. I said I don't have a white girlfriend yet. I'm messing with you. Why y'all let me get out here and do this? This is crazy. This is funny. Yes, Anna. Excessive gardening in your teens can lead to psychosis. And keep in mind, like back in the day, the stuff was, you know, like the, you know, it wasn't as it wasn't as potent as what we have today. Like this stuff, people are like, oh, it's indica sativa hybrid. I'm like, nah, this stuff today is potent. Stuff is potent. I'm a Christian. I'm not chilling anymore. Uh, I'm always chilling, Leilani. Uh, Serenity. We why y'all even like when I'm at home, I'll say stuff like this, and my family like they'll act like they didn't hear me. They'll just go about their day like, man, we're not gonna give Kojo any attention. You know, y'all let me go back and forth. Not Leilani, I'm chilling. I'm chilling with my two wives. I like my business. God made the plant. Like, no, it is, it is. Hold on, let me charge this thing for this. Make it think it die. There we go. Yeah, no, God made. Look. I'm not saying the plant is a bad thing. You know, like I wish that. I don't, like I wish I could do it. Um, I just I can't. I'm in California, so it's legal, but I can't. I'm not the best version of myself. You know, I hate to admit that, but I'm not the best version of myself when I'm high. Yeah. I am the middle child, Tara. Perma gardening. What does that mean? I'm not familiar with that phrase. Perma gardening. Um, right. There gotta be 2 hours is enough. 2 hours, okay. As long as the wife helps me clean. Right. See, it's she's supposed to help, you know, because like a lot of women are stressed nowadays with work and all the different responsibilities, and women say stuff like, "Oh, like I just wish I had a clone." Well, now you got a clone. You got a sister wife, permastone. Um, Ray, it depends because like when people get like high, like it helps with a lot of things in the short term, but it can lead to more issues long term. No child here in the family. Right, right. Which is why I had to do all this. Yeah, let me go get this water break. Y'all can hear. I know y'all can hear Los Angeles through this. Where's my? Oh, let me take this thing out. No, tea break is coming. Yeah, if you get into it, I'm about to bring Shasty. Let me go empty my balls. I'll be back. Shasty, let me go back.
Have I been muted the whole time? Can y'all hear me? I know I was muted. Mickey Ficky. It's because I was muted for a while. Yeah. You don't share well. Okay, well, my wives gotta share. Sharing is caring. Shasi, say hey. Zoe, say hey. Say hey to the people. Say hey to the people, Zoe. I've been sad this week because Zoe, because she has to go back to Georgia. She's been an anxious dog. Her behavior has been getting out of hand. Zoe, no, this is my baby. Oh, this is my baby Zoe. So yeah, yeah. No, people said bring her back to Georgia, so they'll help me out. It's hard when you have a dog, you know. So I will always love you. I'm taking you back home for Christmas. And now I'll leave her there. I hate that. I hate that. I've been sad all week about that. Make you ficky. Let me see what TikTok is saying. Oh wait, yeah. Yeah. My mom likes a dog now, but they were telling me that the dog was too much, so they told me to take the dog back to California. And now I get here, the dog chews up my retainers, chews up $1,000 worth of retainers. I have to go buy more retainers. So she came here, she did her damage, and no, this is right. She was human food. Shalaya, thank you so much. Yeah, no, she's chill. Sorry, thank you so much. And oh yeah, the water break. I got the water now. Whatever. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna no. I should have trained her better, you know. But I ain't train her. I ain't train her enough. The Bible says, "Train a child good, and then the child will not depart from those ways." I didn't train Shicey right. She was a bad dog. Yeah. I gotta send her back now. But the thing is, like traveling with this dog it's a lot. She screamed. It's embarrassing. She screams on the plane. I have to like look at the person next to me. And I'm like, oh, my dog has ADHD, anxiety, OCD. It's tough. Let me see. Anthony, I was doing a podcast before this. We'll do the water break at the 2 hour mark. Just make it even. But I was doing a podcast before this, and I was talking about early TikTok days. I wasn't posting based off of views. I was posting because I was bored, and I just wanted to connect with people. And then like one or two videos, like I got like maybe 500 views on a couple of videos, and that made me happy enough to continue. I didn't have like a lot of views, and then the day that I got like 1,000 views, I was like, "What in the world is going on?" But like I just needed people to talk to, honestly, and people were engaging with me, so I kept going, and that's how the TikTok thing kind of started, you know. And yes, no, Zokeen, I she takes Zokeen, but it didn't make a difference. What did make a difference was me taking matters into my own hands and going on Reddit and looking for an answer. And then I gave my dog my trazodone, and it worked. But I looked it up online first. They say you can do that. Talk to her vet. I actually will do that. That's a dead ass idea, Christina. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Vet. But I mean, this dog is even too big to be flying, honestly. So I don't know. Hopefully the lady at the American Airlines desk has a crush on me and she lets Zoe go through or something. And yeah, I have the puppy proof. I should have known that. I should have known that. All right, it's time for the water break. Time for the water break. Someone drop the magic word in the chat, and then we'll get the water in. I'm looking at the fantasy football group message. Ketamine. I don't know if I'm gonna give ketamine to my dog. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And no, I'm not. I'm not in Virginia. I'm in California now. You got a crush? Crush on who? Cheers. There you go. That's a magic word. How did you get involved in healthcare leaders and social media roundtable? What happened was one day I got an email from somebody at the White House, and the lady was like, "Hey, I'd like to be one of your wives," and I was like, "I want to go to the White House." And she said, "Can we make something work?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." You know, they invited me to Washington D.C. Yeah, I'll come check. Yeah. I wish that was the story, but no. What really happened is I got an email from the White House saying that they were having an event and they invited me out there. I actually forgot to reply to the email. That's ADHD for you. And the event was happening on like a Tuesday. But I think the lady emailed me again on Sunday night and was like, "Hey, like, would you want to come?" And I'm like, "Oh shoot, I'm so sorry. I meant to." Yeah. So I accepted the invite, and then I showed up there for the. I think Biden was giving a speech on something about mental health. I forget what he said that particular day, but I've been there at least 2 times, at least twice. Yeah, you know, somebody from my house reached out. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. So they can do trazodone. You be careful with vascular sedative. Some pubs don't do most likely do. Oh, so you have to do Zocine every day. Oh, I didn't know. I'm writing this down. This is actually very helpful, Leilani. So thank you very much. I appreciate this. Zocine every day. We'll get Zo right. No, so I took her back every day 2 weeks before travel. Okay, gotcha. I know I'm taking her on the plane. Is that what you mean? Because I googled so I was gonna Leah, happy holidays. How are you? And by hearing by I probably forgot what I was talking about. But I googled if I can check the dog in, or pet cargo. That's what it's called. I googled pet cargo, and the first thing that popped up was somebody said that they killed my bird. I was like, hell no, I'm not. I'm not taking my dog on the pet cargo. I know a couple people who have done it successfully, but no, I'm not gonna be able to forgive myself if my dog gets hurt on the pet cargo. So no, I would rather drive her across the country, and I was prepared to do that too. But so just because you're, so what does BFD mean? I don't know what BFD means. Is there? Oh, Marcus on TikTok says, "Is there a non-creepy way to ask out my mom's nurse in the hospital?" Marcus, let me see. Marcus, you want to ask out your mom's nurse in the hospital? All right, so Marcus, to answer your question, here's the thing about asking a woman out. I feel like women already have their mind made up on you before you ask them out. So you want to ask out your mom's nurse. The next time you go to the hospital, so Carrie B, so Marcus, Carrie is telling you not to do it. Carrie, 1 second. 1 second. We don't know Marcus. We don't know his story. 1 second. Next time you're at the hospital, try and pick up on how the nurse feels when you're there. Like, just make a couple of jokes and see if. I think we had a moment in the elevator. Marcus, Marcus, I don't want you to get in trouble for being, too much. Just gauge and see how the vibes are. If you get some type of inviting vibes from her, then maybe ask her out for like a cup of coffee, something small. But if you're joking with her and you get nothing out of her, do not ask her out. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Just take it easy. You want to make sure that there's some type of at least 30% chance of interest. And really, it should be more than that. It really, it should be more than that. I'm making the same kind of content. There's just having disorder. So, Anthony, here's the thing. If you're making the content the same way I'm making it and it's not getting views, maybe for some reason it's not resonating with your audience, maybe talk about it from your perspective. Say, hey, my life with PTSD looks like. My life with anxiety looks like. My life with, so if you flip it around and you give it from Anthony, people might say, oh, okay, oh, this is cool. I can relate to Anthony, so yeah, maybe just try a different angle. It's not adaptogen. It is I'm not sure what that is, Leilani. I have to road trip in mine because she's a large breed. Christina, how big is your dog? I'm curious. Mine's 28 pounds. That's a bit too big for the. It's a bit too big for the the cabin. Emperor Avery, yeah, asked a question. Oh, do not date people. Oh, actually. Oh, Christina, 100 pounds? Oh, okay, all right. It's a big dog. That's a big dog. Yeah, and Leah, no problem. I'm happy I saw your comment. Nicole makes a good point, actually. Do not date the people who take care of your family. Yeah. So Marcus, I will have to agree with that. I would not want to date the people who take care of my family because, I want my family to get the best care, and I don't want to disrupt that. So, yeah. Assuming she's not gonna be your mom's nurse for too much longer, if you get some vibes, maybe we can holler at her. But Nicole is generally right. My daughter failed a mental health class. She was passing, but forgot to turn in an assignment test. And I think one thing that parents can do when it comes to the mental health of their kids is to make it okay for the kids to fail. I was trying to figure out how to say it, but yeah, to fail. Not that they should fail, but don't make it the end of the world if they fail. Because I was one of those kids, I failed a couple of classes in high school, And my parents didn't make it. Like they were always like, "Oh, you got to get A's or maybe like a high B." But when I failed like back-to-back classes, I think they showed me a lot of compassion, and it meant a lot to me. So I know a lot of parents want their kids to be like the top of the class, but when you fail, you need that compassion. Cargo is different. Definitely wouldn't do American Airlines all. We use United and Alaska. England took as cargo in the check bag. They were so good. Oh wow. Whoa. This sounds really. And Leilani, you know what's crazy? I almost always just go Delta because that's like where I keep my miles at. But I brought Zoe from Augusta to Charlotte, North Carolina, from Charlotte to LAX with American Airlines, and they were so nice to Zoe. Everybody was super nice to Zoe. And I was kind of shocked. I'm like, wow, American Airlines, this is really good service. What's going on here? Like, I wasn't used to it. Emperor Avery, you can, but look, I get so many DMs. I probably would never see the question. You can ask me the question right here, and I'll try and answer it. But I know you don't want to put the question out there to everybody. But the DMs are like, it's so many DMs. This is probably the best way. It doesn't sedate them. Right, because when the dog goes to cargo, they cannot be sedated. I learned that. The dog cannot be sedated. Gabriel, it's been a hard year. Tennessee is going to be my team forever. Even if we suck, I'm going to have to go through it, Gabriel. I will punish myself until we get a quarterback. Nicole, that's my life story. I was a decent kid in school, but like high school, I was a failure. Ask anybody at Campbell High School, class of 2010, Smyrna, Georgia. I was a failure. They told me that I had African sleep syndrome. That's what the kids used to say. Like I used to sleep through class, and I was always behind. And I still remember being that kid at the bottom of the class. Like I'll never forget that, and that's gonna drive me every single day of my life. Like I'll never forget what it felt like to be there. She's called and Elias, it's tough helping people when you know how they want to be helped. Like I'm the type of person when I'm annoyed, I don't like to be touched. I've broken up with somebody because of that before. Like when I'm annoyed, please don't touch me. Like don't, which is probably confusing to her because like, most days if I'm around my old lady, I want to be touched in a couple of different ways, but when I'm annoyed, don't touch me. Like I just need my space. So if she just needs her space, like give her that space. But your daughter. And also like when you keep asking what's wrong, that can piss them off even more. So it's like your daughter best. It's like how, like what's the thing that we can do to help her out without aggravating her? You know what I'm saying? Right. And then the moment that she comes back, you be ready to help. Oh, you're a Detroit fan. Okay, congratulations. Support animal. I need to look into that because she is my support animal. Libby. Libby, this is funny. I can tell the type of night you're having. These be some of the best nights, but you'll know, like, you can't tell your left from your right. Okay. Cargo. Okay. I'll look into that. I'm gonna try and see if I can fly the dog back the same way that I flew her here. Because this is the first time that she didn't chew through the kennel, but I wore her ass out. She stayed up all night. Like I played with her. I gave her the trazodone, and I said like caress her throughout the whole flight. But this was the best she's ever done. So I'll try. But if they say she's too big, I will lie and say she's like like a couple of pounds. Yeah. I'll adjust her weight a little bit. But if they won't let me, then I gotta look at the cargo ASAP. See, for some reason, I thought it said you slept with your history teacher. That's how I read it. Maybe that's a Freudian slip. I don't know. On my end, D plus is fantastic. Oh, you live in the dark forest? Okay, all right. No, then that's scary. Then that's scary. And look, I've heard that gabapentin is a really good a good medication for dogs. That's what I heard. Somebody told me that's the best thing for dogs. So I need to look into that. Right. And this might be a neurodivergent thing, but I like that's why I like this community so much, because it's like when I'm upset, like don't touch me. Please don't touch me. If that makes me autistic, that's fine. That's fine, but please don't touch me. Like if I'm upset, don't do anything to make me feel better. Like I just need time. I promise you I'll come back and I'll be good. But don't try and pacify me. Just let me be. And after you let me be, I'll be good. Some people are like that. I don't like to be touched when I'm upset. Right. No, I'm not sleeping. My history teacher, that he was a guy. I did have one who was a lady, but she was much older, out of my range. But I mean, she looked good, My friend said, 20 years. 20 years after, Libby, you have some of the best stories. This is funny. 20 years after school. At least they waited until it was, like allowable. Wow, upset. I need. Right. And see, these are the small things that can keep a relationship going. Because like I said, I broke up with somebody over the fact, like, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all this story. Let me read these comments. I'm gonna tell you this story. If they were, calm down. God drivers. We used to call try. Seventh grade math teacher. Yeah, I remember when my psychiatrist put me on trazodone. She was like, I think she forgot what I do for a second because she explained it so thoroughly as if I didn't know. But she was like, "Oh, so this is trazodone is antidepressant." And my thing is like, I don't want to correct her, so I'm like, just let her do her job. She's like, "Oh, this is antidepressant. Like it help you with your sleep. It's really good at helping you get into sleep. One side effect, it can make people like sexually aroused, or like an erection. If that's a problem, let me know." I'm like, "Ma'am, that ain't no problem. Ma'am, that is not a problem at all. That, in fact, double my dosage. That ain't a problem. That is not a problem for me." And I have never had a male patient come back and complain about having like a boner from trazodone. No, that ain't no problem at all. Thank you very much for the sleep aid and for the from the for the extra blood supply down there. Thank you. No, it's a good problem. It's a good problem. Don't you worry about me. That'll be a side effect that I will never report. I will never tell you. Keep prescribing me that medication. Okay, all right. So this is the overstimulation thing, and this girl probably doesn't know it because I didn't. Like, if a girl asks you to tell you why, you broke up with her. As a guy, we know not to tell you why, because I want to be empathetic. Like I don't want to be an asshole. Like so I'll just say like, I'm going through a lot. Like this is a lot for me right now. But this is why I broke up with her. We're sitting over there. And Gabriel, I have patients who take Wellbutrin and propranolol at the same time, but talk to your doctor for the official heads up. I was sitting over on the couch, and I did not want to talk. I was tired. I was overstimulated, and she's sitting there across from me, and she's trying to touch me. I'm like, hey, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I have a flight that night to catch. I'm going to Nashville. I was going to Nashville. And she came because she wanted to give me a ride, but like, obviously I don't want to talk. She wants to talk. We have an argument, but it's an argument that's not going anywhere because I'm not talking and she's trying to talk to me. I'm like, I'm just going to be to myself, right? I'll just say to myself. So she starts to get emotional and then she starts to cry and she's like, can I do something for you? I said, I promise I'm good. I just need to get to Tennessee. I'm fine. Thank you for giving me a ride. Like, the ride will be good enough. Thank you. We get into the car. And before I got into the car, something told me, Kojo, just call an Uber. Just call an Uber. Kojo, just call an Uber. Just call the Uber. I didn't call the Uber. I let her take me to the airport. We're making the 25-minute drive to LAX. In a span of 25 minutes, we almost crashed 4 times. I don't know if I told the story or not before. We almost crashed 4 times because she was so emotional. And I did not want to talk. I didn't want to talk. So after the second time we almost crashed, then I can feel her hand. She's touching me here, and then she's doing this. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, I want to rip your hair out because you're touching me and you haven't asked for consent. I don't want to be touched right now. And she keeps doing this, but I don't want to die in the car. And she's driving a Tesla. She's speeding. She's doing 92 on the freeway. So I'm like, and after I'm like, hey, we're going a little bit fast. Can you slow down a little bit? And she's, oh, I'm sorry. Cool. All right. We have 2 more near accidents, but we finally get to LAX. And then once we got to LAX, I said, okay, cool. I got out the car, and I didn't want to have an argument. So, I got to kiss her. I'm like, And then I catch my flight. I get to Nashville. On the way to Nashville, the girl that's sitting next to me, was also talking my head off, but she also looked good. So like I'm listening to her a little bit until I fell asleep. But I get to Nashville, I'm sleep deprived. My cousin gets me from the airport. I go to his house in Murfreesboro. I get 1 night of good rest. The second night, I get another night of good rest. Now that I've slept for 2 consecutive days and my brain has finally come back, I'm like, you know what? I didn't like how I nearly died going to LAX, and I was overwhelmed. And that's why I didn't call her. I texted her. I'm like, hey, I need some time to myself, And then even then, she wouldn't let me break up with her. She wanted me to put in my 2 weeks like a real man. So I had to call her, and I'm like, it's just not working out for me. Like it's, But it that was the reason why the sensory overload. Maybe it's narcissistic. I don't think that her intentions were bad, but oh, Libby, I thought I was going to die. I'm like, man, I'm not going to be able to go live on Facebook. I can't see my people anymore. Like my family won't have me. Like what am I going to do? But that stories like that. Sometimes, at least for me, I need that. Because like sometimes after like you break up with somebody, you have the thought of, I'm gonna go back to them. But then it's always helpful to have like a reminder of like, oh, why you left them. That way you don't self-sabotage or hurt yourself. Your Mama Davidson was right. You never drive after a fight. And it wasn't even a fight. I didn't have any words. It wasn't even a fight. And Leilani, whenever you feel like you or your kids, your husband, y'all not on the same page, just know that y'all have it better than most people, because this stuff goes a long way. Like when you just need a little bit of space to yourself, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. L'Oreal on TikTok says, LOL, this is why I let men drive. I probably should have driven her car as well. I should have let her drive me to I just knew I was gonna die that night on the freeway. I was like, Kojo, there's no cooter on this earth that's worth dying for like this. You have got to get out of this situation. Kojo, get out of this situation. And if I was in LA, I probably wouldn't have had the strength to break up with her. But I got back to Tennessee, and I was able to like think. I said, all right, thank you, Jesus. I'm here in Tennessee. I can think. I can breathe. And I was able to save myself. I mean, she could be could be. But I don't know. But I mean, there's something going on there. But I try to diagnose people that I'm, Mickey Ficking with. Yeah. Oh, you 3 years old is a long time to be breastfeeding, right? Oh yeah. No cooter is worth it. No, it's not. Carlos, yeah, downtime is good. No cooter is worth it. That's what I have to tell the guys. I'm like, no, it's not worth it. No cooter is worth it. It's not. But if I'm being honest, like that's why I was thinking in my head. I'm like, okay, Kodo, we need to leave this situation, whatever it is, But then sometimes it's hard to leave because I'm like, you're like, my life, Cooter, my life, Cooter, my life, Cooter. Like, do people really care about me out? This Cooter. And luckily, I was able to make the right decision. I love my mom, but Callie, space is imperative. But I know sometimes when it's your parents, like if this was me and my parent, I'm not breaking up with my parent over this, but it would really suck because I would have to spend less time with my parents. Now I want to spend as much time as I can with my parents, but this is really hard. It's really hard. That's for a reason. Yeah, nah. I mean, hey, like that's what you can do when you got that cooter. You got the power. You got the power. So. Yeah, right. No, you shouldn't feel bad. You shouldn't feel bad. But I mean, this is a thing. It was a very nuanced conversation, but this is a thing where it's for guys, it's sometimes hard to assert yourself in a relationship, because like they could flip the information back on you, or they female narcissists. That's a thing. That's truly a thing. Anybody could be a narcissist, but a female narcissist, they are out there. They are out there. Sometimes you gotta call. Libby, that's true. That's true. But I don't need to do that. You know, but see, as traumatic as this story was, it helps to serve as a buffer for me. So if I'm ever thinking like, I need to see what she's up to. You nearly died, Kojo. Relax. It's not worth the cooter. Not worth it. Better than just rub one out. It is not worth the cooter. It's just a TikTok. Oh, Nicole, your mom. Rest in peace. Sorry to hear about that. Sorry to hear about that. Yeah, and look, I cannot confidently say whether she was, a narc. Um, I don't think she was. I don't think she was. Of course, some issues there, but I don't think she was a narc. A really sweet girl, actually. Great girl, but just wouldn't work out. She could be one of the wives. You able to more? Okay. Oh, you learned that the hard way, huh? Sometimes we gotta learn. And after we learned, then we know. Felix, yes, is being streamed mainly on Facebook, and LinkedIn, and YouTube, both my YouTube channels, and then Twitch, not X, but Twitch. Wow, I love this show right here. Congratulations. 10 years of marriage in today's dating environment is like 25 years in the olden days. So congratulations. Yeah, this has been a long year. I felt that too. Anthony, I'm not sure. I just know not to rely on like a creator fund because it's can be erratic. Wow. Okay, that's like 50 years and 45, 50 years in the older days. That's congratulations. Every single who scratches my back. Oh, I got a plan for that. I got a plan. My 2 wives. Yeah, I go for it. Sometimes you have to just let your back be unscratched. Libby's like, nah. Celebrate 9. So next year will be 10 years in October. Congratulations. Congrats. I feel like after you get to 10 years of marriage, something amazing should happen for you. Some type of tax break should happen for you. Like something like some big financial benefit should come from being together for 10 years because it's not easy. And people spend so much on a wedding after you've been married for like a couple of hours, and then you might even be together the next year. Like after you get past like 5, 7, now you're a real couple. Yeah. Oh, wall corner. That's funny. And it's good to read comments like this. After 10 years, you're gonna make or find a tree and you be like a bear. That's funny. Let me see. What about Scooter? I was talking about Cooter. Somebody said Scooter. 18 years not married. Boo. Oh, whoa. Libby's been 18 years? Wow. Congrats. Even though you're not married, that's still remarkable. 18 years. Congrats. Badger. 18 years. Wow. I'll not be domesticated. So, Libby, what's your situation again? Badger gets to do his thing and you get to do your thing? I'll not be domesticated. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. Wow, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow, Tammy, every 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 10 years. Tammy was saying every 10 years. I'm like, yeah, wait 10 years. I know, I know. But see, it's cool to have somebody who understands you. Because my thing is, and the reason why I'm not a fan of free to be, free to be, free. The reason why I'm not a fan of Mel, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Mel on TikTok. The reason why I'm not a fan of cheating is because there's no reason to cheat. You know, like there should be zero reason to ever cheat. Like when you get with somebody, you tell them, hey, this is whatever, blah, blah, blah. You discuss these things up front. If they're okay with it, cool. If not, you leave. You don't disrespect somebody. You know, but it shows that a lot of people, the majority of people, cannot have these hard conversations. So for those of us who are like going to therapy, working on themselves, having these tough mental health conversations, just know that you're doing work that the majority of people cannot. They can, but they won't do. You know, people would rather get with somebody monogamously and then cheat on them. That makes no sense. Just get somebody who is okay with you, you know, being a Mickey Ficky. You know, a tattoo on his calf. Is it Scooter? Scooter. We can do a fancy wedding. No, this is perfect. Ain't no need to spend all this much money on this is I like this. This is my type of love. Used ring set off Facebook for $150. This is I like this. Free love. And Libby, ooh, what a conversation. What a conversation. I feel like this should be its own live stream because I'm honestly split on this. You know, I'm a Christian, but I'm also a Mickey Ficky. You know, so it's no, like it's a conversation that needs to be had because at least for guys, I cannot speak on behalf of a woman. Like, and I wouldn't want to do that. Like, let women tell their own story. But as a guy, you know, like to be with one woman is a very unnatural thing, especially if you have the ability to be with more than one. You know, like in Ghana, you can really have 4 wives. Like you know, it's a joke, but it's you can still do that. And you know, people say 4 wives. What do you mean? Like I'm gonna have, you know, 6 wives and then a couple of girlfriends on the side, and you like the girlfriends more than the wives. So, you know, it's I personally, if you ask me, I agree with this statement. I support people in the military and anybody who served. Thank you for your service. And see, this right here, like as a guy, when you read this, especially if you sign up for a monogamous relationship, you're like, yes. But I know some people who like they never want to open up their marriage, and then they open it up after 20 years, and I'm like, why would you open it up after 20 years if you never? But if both people agree, then it's great. Yeah. Okay. Ever. Standing ovation for Libby. You know, it'd be funny if I was doing this live stream at home. I said ho. If I was doing this live stream at home, and my sister, because my sister she's not having any of this. If she saw this, she's like, Kojo, all right, that's it. We are unplugging your Wi-Fi. Get out of here. But I think what hurts is the lying and the deception. That part is unacceptable. The lying to right. Why should you lie? I don't. Why lie? Small ceremony, silicone. See, I'm a fan of all of this stuff right here. This is great to see. Like, it's a pet peeve of mine when people. I had a former friend who we're not close anymore, and it does hurt me. But he had a big international wedding, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on it, and wanted me to come. It was going to cost me $8,000 to come from California overseas for that wedding. I'm like, that makes no sense. $8,000 to attend a wedding? What's going on? 8,000. I could have 2 weddings with, like, whatever. But I like the small weddings. But if you want to have if you want to spend $1 million on your wedding, yeah, sure. Oh, I think that survives. Nicole, respect. No, and look, and my thing is a communication thing. The bear on the beach. It's a communication thing. And that's why, like, whenever we talk about like autism on here, people don't realize that it's a whole different language. They communicate in a certain way. So when you can't understand somebody, you're gonna have issues. When we all speak English and we all know what's up, we still make mistakes. Like, people are signing up for monogamous relationships and they don't want to be in them. And you're gonna hurt somebody. And some people think that they can do it and then they can't. So it's just better to like, and like with Livy and Badger, they could be together for life, because you don't have to change who you are to be with your person. You really shouldn't have to change who you are to be with your person. Think about that. Like, home should be a safe space. Even emoji. Yeah, you're right. Right. Yeah. Even emojis. Like, you ever sent a text to somebody, one of your friends, and then you look at it, you're like, this didn't read right. Let me send like an emoji because the text message looks like it's mean. Right? Sometimes we do that. Right. But Nicole, here's the thing. Even with STDs, like, you can ask people, like, what's up? And then they can tell you, and then you can make a decision, or you can go get tested. And maybe it takes out the spontaneity in the beginning, sure, but like, you can communicate. There's, yeah. I do it all the time. I'm like, hold up, I don't like this energy that's coming off the phone. Hey, you who graduated with a BSN, congratulations. Mel says, am I single? I got 2 wives. It's on legally being on. All right, so I do have a question here. In the state of Washington, what's the state of Washington's like law with common, like, do they have like common law or no? Because in some states they have the common law to where if you live with somebody for a certain amount of time, then you're automatically married to them. Which I don't know if I like that law, but I mean, it must have been placed to protect somebody. I'm sure it had some purpose. Yeah, people do that all the time, Nicole. See, my toxic trait is that I need the best of both worlds, girlfriend and boyfriend. So, Tammy, why is this well, if you signed up for a monogamous relationship where you can either have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and then now you want both, then yeah, I guess it could be like a toxic trait. But there are situations where you can get both, I would imagine. You tell me to tell my sister, she gonna come in this live stream, Kojo, we're taking out your Wi-Fi. Yeah, but these are conversations that people need to have. And I know one of the worst things that I hate seeing is I hate seeing people who have gotten into a relationship with somebody who didn't want to be exclusive, and it messed that person up. And that person wasn't wrong. The person you were talking to said, "Yeah, I just want you. I just want you." And the other person's like, "Are you sure? Because let me know." "No, I just want you." "Okay, all right, let's do this." And it turns out that wasn't the case. That's why in general, everyone will interpret my words. Things getting lost in translation. Look. Sometimes it's God. Like sometimes, like God just puts people together. It's like, you know what? These people, we need them to have each other. I don't believe we have common law and. Oh, really? Okay. That's good. I'm not the biggest fan of common law. I don't like it. Well, it's not cheating if it's with the opposite. Hold up. Tell me I'm lost. Mel says 2 wives. What do you do with 2 wives? What does anybody do with 2 wives? How do you handle that? Do they both? Yeah, I can make some more OCD videos. I love how I go from talking about 2 wives into, oh yeah, we'll make more OCD content. Washington doesn't have it. Okay, good. And I think in America, like you can only have. Yeah, in America, you can only have 1 wife. I looked it up, so you can't legally have 2 wives in the United States of America. So, but the rest of the world, I think, is a bit different. Excuse me. Libby, you're saying, what are you doing in what situation? Yeah, I think this is how it is the most of the world. Just an innocent lady wondering all these things on TikTok, aren't you? Yeah, I am in the United States of America. I got 1 wife in Ghana, 1 wife in America. Cat, anytime. And I can't relate to the OCD videos as much as I can relate to the ADHD ones. But from the perspective of the intrusive thoughts, I can relate. So, yeah, I will make some more OCD content. Write it down. You can have more than 1 wife in Nevada? Okay, you know that. Florida has common law. Okay, yeah. So, guys and girls, you gotta watch out for the common law. Oh, what do I do with 2 wives? Oh, Libby, another conversation, for kids. We play nice. No, on TikTok. We play nice. And yeah, I'm not sure. Some of Amanda's comments, I've been a little bit lost with. I don't know. I've been a bit lost. Been a bit lost. More. Mormons can have more than 2. Oh, okay. Oh, Mormon country. I come back tomorrow and I'm fully converted. um, both are on a spectrum, but when people say spectrum, they're referring to autism. Mormon country. That's funny. Mormon country. Medical thinking and contaminate. Contamination OCD. Yeah, and cat real OCD is very time consuming. So I'm sure it can be a lot. I will make that content. Nevada, I did not know that. Oh, if I can work with any patient in the world. Any patient. I don't have a dream patient, but the topic that I'm most intrigued by is schizophrenia. A Mormon baptism. Oh, really? A hot tub in the church. Ah. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah, they're factions too. Yeah, I'm not Mormon. I'm just greedy. That's all. Let's see. No, OCD is real and it's time consuming. OCD is real and it's time consuming. Shoot, that can be dangerous to deal with. What can be dangerous to deal with, Mel, on TikTok? Oh, this phone shouldn't die now. I don't know too much about the Mormon Church. I can't speak on it. I've heard. I don't know too much about the Mormon Church. I gotta learn. By hearing and hearing by a try. So, shock therapy, ECT is used for schizophrenia and sometimes depression, and it's a very effective treatment. So ECT is helpful, but you can't just write shock therapy because it's gonna when people hear shock therapy, they think of like your brain getting zapped, not like a therapeutic seizure. So I don't like the saying shock therapy and leaving it out there with no context because people will kind of like oh yeah, I'm just greedy. This is gonna be funny. I can see myself married one day, and my old lady's like, no more of those jokes. But whoever gets me, they're gonna know. They're gonna know the Mickey Ficky that I am, so they won't be surprised. Oh, Amber, what do you mean by this? I'm not sure. My friend was getting baptized. What? Why jumps? Yeah. And Leilani, I did not hydrate enough today. You're right. And I have not found Kendra's water bottle. But I did not hydrate enough today. You're right. I was at a naturalization ceremony, and then I had lunch with a friend. So today was a long day. A long day. It's my rest day from the gym, so my rest day from the gym. Coffee clarity should be given. I don't think I've ever had a 3-hour stream before. I'm trying to see if I can break that record. Shit. Why did I stretch like that? Ooh. Yeah, I gotta ask Miss Maria where she put it. But I'm pretty sure I lost it myself because that's like a me thing, like where I lose things myself. He was previously in. What's going on in Washington? Oh my goodness. Libby, that's hilarious. That's funny. Moving products. Oh my goodness. So he moves the white product and also he's in the white jumpsuit. Oh, and Libby, so what's Badger's take on all of this? Is Badger a free spirit as well? How to, OC is lessened. Okay. Shoot. Where? No. I accidentally. Um. Um. Uh. I pressed the wrong button and accidentally banned somebody. Mickey Ficky. I'm gonna just ask John because I don't know how this works. Hey, John, it's not urgent at all, but whenever you get back to work, can you help me unban somebody on StreamYard? I pressed the wrong button. It's a button I never press up. Yeah. Thank you. Mickey Ficky. This is Mac computer. Oh, Amber Taker, thank you. What am I doing? Yeah, Washington's where it's at. I gotta come on through. Okay, so Libby, you have no problem with Badger living his best life? Okay. Do your thing, Badger. How you know if it's time to break up with your if you've been feeling this way, the best I can say is do your best to get a lot of good consistent sleep and move your body, exercise, and then trust your intuition and trust your gut because you're asking yourself this question for a reason. But just make sure that it's not like an impulsive thing. Take your time to think about it. Like that's what I do. Like I always try and like get good sleep and really work out. Make sure that I'm at a good place, mentally, emotionally, physically. And then if I still feel the same way, then it may be time to break up. Uh, is it ASD as an antisocial personality disorder? And do you mean like autism as well? Like, what do you mean? Cool. See, was it for Facebook? Leilani, what was it? And Shelly, ketamine would be off-label, but it can be helpful. And also, as ketamine is FDA approved, and I feel like it is helpful as well. Leilani, I Badger Life may. Yeah, for people who don't know, so they can get some context on Badger. Leilani, no, it was by hearing and hearing by. Oh, I think I was trying to press her. I was trying to press her comment and put it on the screen. And it says banned and their comments were removed. No. How does this work? By hearing and hearing by. I don't even know how to. I feel like I'm getting old. I'm getting old now. Let me let John know. Uh, all right. John, it's by hearing and hearing by on YouTube. I'll send you a screenshot, and if we can reinstate her, and then we'll apologize. Thank you. Make it ficky. Yeah, so we'll get her back. I'm getting old now. I'm getting old. I'm getting older. All right. Okay. Okay. I figured autism and antisocial. And what's your question? The difference. All right. So with any diagnosis, you look at the cluster symptoms that would lead to autism. That would help you arrive at a diagnosis of autism, and ASPD, that's a personality disorder. So it's much more. It's different. Two different things. In both situations, you could have mood swings, a hard time regulating your emotions. But with the antisocial personality disorder, it's stemming from childhood, like a lot of trauma and things that happened to you that weren't fully resolved. And autism, you're born with it. Hey, happy holidays! Happy holidays! I do think that is a thing where you can attract people with not the best intentions. Give yourself a fake deadline. I love to do this because without these fake deadlines, I can't do anything. Tree Shaper, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm happy that you can join the live stream. All right. Click. All right. So, Lidlani, did you figure it out? And Libby, I wouldn't go back and forth with Amanda. I haven't been able to. I'm not. Yeah, Libby. Yeah. Click settings and guests. All right. I might figure this out right now. Settings, guests. But it says no banned guests. All right. What's going on? Let me see. Setting guests. See your comments. Yeah, fake deadlines get results. Felix, not tonight, but normally I like to take guests. I want the interaction. It says no banned guests. Y'all are capping. Leilani, it's not showing the banned guests. I don't know why. Oh, Libby, you're good. I just have not been able to track some of her comments, so I've been confused, and instead of trying to figure out what the confusion is, I'm like, maybe it's just best to move on. Account settings, destination library. Or maybe let me see if I can edit, maybe edit. Emphas, what'd you miss? Oh, we just been shooting this shit and talking. Let me enter the studio one more time. Hopefully not. Yeah, I may have silenced the guest, probably so. Yeah, by hearing and hearing by. Probably just silence the guest. Nicky Ficky. But and I'll let John know that. Because that's probably what's going on. Yeah. That's probably what's going on. Felix, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. and it's the people who have helped me get here. You know, you, Emphas, Leilani, especially Libby, Wandalin, Kamala, Amber. You know, all the OGs. You know, so it's a team effort, and I appreciate every single person. All right, and then let me see. We're still streaming to TikTok. Oh, Adam just graduating. He's gonna be a psych nurse. Congratulations, Adam. All right. 1 second. Okay. All right. So before I go in out and get some food, and then we call it a live for this live stream. What's everybody's Christmas plans? Like, what are people's Christmas plans? I'm gonna go back home with the family in Georgia, and enjoy my Christmas time. What are y'all's Christmas plans? Christmas plans. And so for so Tammy, it depends. If somebody just can't, you know, like if somebody wants to leave you, like let them go. Just let them go. And I don't know if it's selfish, but it could be inconsiderate. You know, but you also probably keep in mind that that person could have undiagnosed mental illness on their side, and they're also struggling with taking care of themselves. So it's tough sometimes to know. Facial, not that I remember. Oh wow, that's probably a good thing. Like I wish I got my phone later. Like I wish I wasn't such a phone addict. Adam, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Adam. Renee, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're gonna keep the content going. Oh, yeah. All right, Julia, I got you. Work. Okay, family. Gonna make some content. Felix, go ahead and crank out, you know, some art. Like this whole platform, it really started out of, you know, loneliness for me. And I had a girlfriend at the time. You know, it was long distance, probably contributed to loneliness, but you know, lonely, found some people online that, you know, I can connect with, and then now it's 4 million people that I'm connecting with online, and we're having a blast. So, parents ski out to British Columbia. Ooh, that looks like it's fun. Canada, okay, probably about 18 people staying the week of Christmas. British snow. Okay, no, that's going to be very fun. That's going to be very exciting, Libby. I'm looking forward to that for you. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. And out of debt with net. She got to work. So healthcare. Understandable. Felix, I appreciate you. And Silver Star Resort, BC. Get the best snow. I'm gonna have to do one of those trips one of these days. Maybe I'll pull up with an old lady or two. Felix, this is a live stream that we do every Tuesday at 6 p.m. California time. It's the last one of this like this for the year, but I will you know, I'll go live straight to the phone. So you have to be a Facebook follower, I guess that's what you call it, for you to get the live streams where I go straight to the phone. Not Facebook likes that more anyway, but I like this stream like this. And also, like when I'm back in Georgia, it's I don't have all this California stuff, so it's even hard to go live. The cool auntie, okay. I'm an unk too. Appreciate you, Felix. Line says we're staying home. Parents moved to Eastern Kentucky. Sister moved to Clarksville. We're staying home. Just kids. Glad we don't have to drive anywhere. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a blessing just to be alive. And it feels good to know that you don't have to drive anywhere during the holidays. I don't like traveling on the holidays. I'm not a fan of it. I mean, I'm going home on Christmas Day, but like those long road trips, I don't like traveling on the holidays. I don't like traveling on a New Year's Eve or like, when people are just like rushing to get somewhere or people are driving drunk. Like I just want to be at home. You call me an old head, but I just want to be at home, especially for New Year's. New Year's Eve, nah, that's the wrong day to be a Mickey Ficky. I'm gonna be at home or I'm gonna be at church praying for God to forgive me in advance for everything I'm gonna do in 2025. But New Year's, I just want to be at home, my family, the dog, or at church, straight up. Oh! You didn't tell me that both of the wives were invited. Okay, then. Okay, if both of the wives are invited, then all right, then. All right, now we're talking. Ski, snowmobile, and dog sled. Ooh, I know my clumsy ass will get hurt. 10 people here. Maybe I'll come up with one of those trips one of these days. Bring my 2 wives. Tammy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I can't even story/experiences. I have to look at my phone to see what. I couldn't read that thing all the way. Oh, Tennessee as well. Okay, what's up, Barbara? Leilani's from Tennessee too. This is 20 minutes on the road. It's a blessing to be at home. Like I don't even want no Christmas gifts. I just want to be home. I just want people to be safe. Like that's how I know I'm an old head. I just want to be home. I just want to be safe. I just want to be safe. The dog sledding does sound fun. I ain't gonna lie. It sounds dangerous as hell, but it sounds fun too. Felix, hey, I appreciate you. And likewise, that's one thing I'm very grateful for. My community. I can come on here at a low and like y'all will pick me up. And like I gotta take my dog back to Georgia. That has been hard on me because I'm like, damn, like that's my best friend. But we gotta, I'll find somebody to train the dog and figure something out there. Yeah. So it's crazy how dogs make you feel away. I'm like, dang, I'm one of those dog people now. I hate that. Rings are very friendly to dog. Well, we gotta fix Zoe first. Zoe be barking at everybody. But that's my dog. I love Zoe. Never been dog sledding. It does sound like a lot of fun. Like I don't know. I feel like I need some more I need more white people activities in my life. It brings like a lot of joy. Dog sledding. Adam, that with Net. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Net. Be back next. Thank you so much, Net, on TikTok. Thank you. I've dumped a team of 3 dogs going about 12 miles per hour. That seems okay. It don't seem too crazy. Like, decent. Live a homebody. Yeah, I am too. No, Leilani, you are old soul. You are old soul. You are. But I'm a homebody. I mean, people don't believe it. I guess it's because I go out to stuff here in LA, but like that's like I'm invited, and as of late I've been not going to a lot of events. Like if it's like a big premiere, I'll go. But if like now, like I wait, I'm like, do I want to go to this thing or do I want to stay at home? And the thought of being home is so much more appealing. I'm like, I get to be home, I get to have hot chocolate, I get to watch a movie. I don't know if I want to go, but in fact, today I had some movie screening in downtown LA, and I'm like, no, I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to leave the house. I just want to be here. So I just want to be here. And I love your mom back. I feel like I will meet her one day. I really feel like I will meet your mom one day. Mama Davidson is awesome. Mama Davidson is awesome. Oh yeah. No, so some good safe white people activities. You know, like fishing. Uh, like some good activities for the soul. You know, I don't want it to involve too much water though. Like not too much. No, not too much water. Like I want to be safe. You know, I want to go home to my mom. Yeah, there we go, Felix. There we go. Pickleball. Yep. Pickleball. There we go. Pickleball. Pickleball. Oh, by hearing by his back. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I don't know what happened. I must have pressed something. I apologize. But pickleball, yes. Pickleball is probably like the best white people activity right now. Like pickleball has become very popular. I played it once and it was pretty fun. So pickleball. Horseshoe throwing. All right, okay. Nah. At some point we go too far. I remember I was in South Carolina and people over there, they do axe throwing. Have you heard of that? Axe throwing? Axe throwing. I'm like, nah, I can't do no axe throwing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, Barbara. Yeah, I like to be at home. Snow technically isn't uh that what axe throwing. Not horseshoe throwing, but some nice axe throwing. I might think about that, but like like I want to be safe. Where's Kathy? TikTok, how are you? Horseback, trail riding, racquetball, cornhole. Oh, these are peak white people activities. These are some of the classics. I don't know about the horseback. Horses can be aggressive. I want to take things easy. I want to take things easy. Like gotta live. I'm from get the country girl. I'm from New York City, so no. Yeah. See, the thing about New York is its own world. So certain things are not going to be tolerated in New York City, which can be bad, but also good. Oh, wow. Oh, Libby. Oh, wow. Well, maybe that's something that we can teach you. Pickleball is like easier version of tennis, I guess. But no, pickleball is like one of the fastest growing white sports. I can't believe I have to teach you about pickleball. That's we should take your white card from you. But yeah, we'll take your white card from you too. So, Benita, no horseback trail riding, no racquetball, no cornhole, no badminton. The horseback one, I think we can give you a pass on that because you have to have horses in the area. But at least cornhole, a little bit of badminton. Well, actually, we play badminton in the projects, so I'm not sure if that's like a white people activity because we were able to get our hands on that. So, I don't know about that. Yeah. With taking your white card. Felix, when am I doing a show in New York City? I don't know. I'm doing one Saturday at the Hollywood Improv, and then I have two on New Year's Eve. I should have been promoting that tonight. What the hell was I doing? Two New Year's Eve in Oakland. Two shows, 7 and then 8:45. I'll come to New York one day. I nearly moved to New York. I love New York City, but LA is home. LA is home. Yeah, Benita, we gotta take your right card because you have You have let down the people who stole this country. I was gonna say founded, but I'm like, hold up. I don't know if Columbus is white. You know, maybe he was. My white, so I may be wrong. Lillian, that's funny. LA, we've been doing like 2 to 4 shows a month. You know, Columbus is country a week. By hearing and hearing by, are you? All right, because I don't think you're blocked on my end, but I accidentally clicked something and then it kicked you out. So that's on me. That is on me. I apologize. Omaha, Nebraska. I would love to come to Omaha, Nebraska. I would love to come there one day. I will. And see, that's one thing I do like about comedy, the fact that I get to travel, because I don't allow myself to just travel, you know. I guess I need a girlfriend, and then that'll make me travel. I didn't even know that you had deleted a comment, but something weird happened on StreamYard. Not that white I don't play with. Okay. Partially white. Partially. White people taco night. It doesn't let me click maybe on Facebook I can click it. All right, okay. I can't click it from here. Orlando. I would love to come to Orlando. But yeah, that's the cool thing about comedy. It'll let you travel so I can, see the country. I've seen a lot of it, but see the country more. DMV. Not that I can think of, but I'd love to come there. There's a lot of big words, Felix. But yeah. Yeah. Omaha. Oh. Omaha is where they're at. Omaha, really? Omaha, Nebraska. Really? Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Never heard of that, but you never know. You never know. Omaha, Nebraska. Wow. All right. Okay. I have to keep that in mind. I'm not being scary. It's scary. Scary or what? I'm here. I'm here. How proud? No, my mom was proud. My mom was proud. She's proud. Does she laugh my? Yes, sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes she laughs at my jokes. Yeah, and I'd say my mom was proud. I know my dad sent my sister one of my jokes, and like he put like a lot of like laughing emojis next to it, and that made my whole year. I was like, oh my gosh, my dad thinks I'm funny. I was like, oh, this is crazy. They've posted not for the new year. We have one Saturday in Hollywood. We have 2 in Oakland. So we're pushing the Oakland show, but Oakland show on the 31st. But for next year, we'll get all that stuff going. And I want to post it months in advance. And I want to go to all these places, so. And I'm having a hard time, being like just sitting here at home. Like towards the end of the year, it gets quiet for me. And I like to do things, but this is a good break because I've been doing a lot of traveling. So it'll be good for me to take a break, I'll try and sit down for a little bit, and then I'm still doing the show this weekend, and then at the end of the year. But then after I take a little bit of a break, I'm ready to put my shoes on and run again. Girls' night, come through. Yeah, making your family laugh is the best. Like my dad laughing, I'm like, this is crazy. My dad thinks I'm funny. Like that made my whole year. I was like, what in the world? My dad, what? That's crazy. Nebraska people are different from AZ. Wait. Oh, did you meet your husband in Nebraska? Oh. People are nice. People are nice in Nebraska. Okay. But what I will say is, I like random places. Not saying Nebraska is random, but it's not anybody's first vacation spot. But whenever I think of a vacation spot, I think of places where it's like understimulated. I think of a Nebraska. I think of a Salt Lake City. I think of Roanoke, Virginia. Like these weird, like out of the way spots where nobody, like goes to as a first choice. Like that's where I want to go. Mobile, Alabama. I want to go to, Albuquerque, New Mexico. So like in Omaha or maybe even Lincoln, Nebraska, just somewhere like, in the cut. Like, yeah, we're so kind. Okay, I gotta come to Nebraska. Canton, Washington, yeah. Canton, Washington, yeah. Because that's not Seattle, right? No going. Oh, okay, yeah. You did mention that. He came home. Oh, wow. Wow. So you just brought somebody home. Come to Lancaster. Okay. Is that the Amish community? That's probably Pennsylvania. Okay. Like, it'd be funny you have all the Amish people, and I'm just there like, what's up, guys? What, Libby? Seattle is not and Seattle's not like Omaha. If you tell people to go to Seattle or Omaha, people go to Seattle. Like Seattle is a major city. I still want to go, and I will come to Seattle at some point. But Seattle is a major city. Melissa, I cover in my content. I cover everything. I would say I focus on ADHD and autism, and being neurodivergent more because I can speak on that from a personal perspective. But everything from mood disorders to schizophrenia, everything. Saw a 10-year-old boy say, "Excuse me, sir, may I grab a?" It's like the kids in Nebraska have manners. You're like, wow, these are nice kids. They're well behaved. That's how I know I'm getting old. Because when I see kids that are well behaved, it warms my heart. I love seeing kids that are well behaved. Like when I go somewhere and I see like kids and like they're saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They're being nice to strangers and they're being respectful to the parents. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Like, I love it. That's how I know I'm getting old. EDI from TikTok. Ethiopia. What's up? Man, Kent is in the. Okay. Gotcha. So Kent is not Seattle. Oh, I thought Kent was Seattle. I don't know. Well, I'd like to come check out Seattle and Portland. I want to check out both of those areas, and I will. I would love to, and I will. It's hard being a self-aware. Well, what people say, it's hard being a self-aware, well-behaved adult ADHD inner city, because so much. And New York City, like sensory overload capital. But I love it though. Like I love New York. I love New York. I love New York. Denise from Dallas, how are you? I'm having a good night. I love Dallas too. Coming this summer, yeah. See, that's the thing about up there. It gets cold. It gets hella cold, and also like it's a little depressing. You know, I mean, I would never know because Libby's energy is like amazing, but like it gets. That's what I hear about the Pacific Northwest. It gets like depressing, like right around now. But it's still a great, great city, and hopefully I come before the Supersonics get back to Seattle. But I'd love to catch like a UW Washington game. They're not. That's not Seattle though. University of Washington. That's where Jake Locker played at. I can't think of the city. Libby, you know what I'm talking about. University of Washington, the Huskies. University of Washington. Seahawks. A Seahawks game. There's a lot to do there. It gets really cold here. Lots of vitamin D. Yeah, I'm not no cold person. I'm a warm guy. I went upstate and I cried while I was laying up in the paddock. Scary hell out of the woods is awesome. Anybody who lives in a big city feels like we need that experience where you just go, you just let loose. From Cali to Texas. I'm not going to Texas from California, but I love Texas. I love it. I love it. This is small towns. Yeah, no, the small towns. Small towns. Oh, your dad made a bicycle for Sean Kemp? No, that's cool. That's the Rain Man. What in the world, Sean Kemp? Oh my gosh. Wow, Sean Kemp. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. New York, you have to have a plan to get some sleep because New York people don't sleep. And Net is in Austin. Austin's one of the places I could live too. Lob City, you know it. The Huskies, yep. I gotta get to Washington. Peer specialists, I have before, not currently, but I have worked with peer specialists. They're awesome. And by hearing about, where are you at again? I forgot. 20 plus years. You must be in the Pacific Northwest as well. Blackout curtains. When they dropped that here. No one else. Oh, too many people from California are going to Austin, right? Yeah. Oh, between Portland and Seattle. So that's. Oh, yeah. Pacific Northwest, Portland and Seattle. Okay. I can't believe I've never been to either one. That's crazy. I gotta. Somewhere between. Gotcha. You gotta reveal your location. Somewhere in between. Yeah, streaming to TikTok, LinkedIn, even YouTube, and then Twitch and Facebook, obviously. I think the LinkedIn stream is interesting because on LinkedIn, the same way that you show up on TikTok is different from how you show up on LinkedIn. Like on TikTok, you're doing a dance, and on LinkedIn, you're like, and then on Facebook, I guess you like whatever. So, yeah, people who are on LinkedIn are like, what the hell is he doing? It's gorgeous here. Molten Falls. Yeah, those falls. I gotta check out those falls one day. Oh, Denise. So when you live in California, we always think about like 3 or 4 times a year. We have like thoughts of moving to either Austin or Nashville, or Dallas, because like I think that's a New York City thought too. You're like, all right, I'm moving to Tennessee. Like, we start looking on Zillow. We're like, oh, no, I'm gonna move. But then you fly back into LA and you're like, man, there's nothing like Los Angeles. There's nothing like this place. Like flying back. Oh my God, that's the best feeling. Like flying back into LA. I just have this deep sense of gratitude. Like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. LinkedIn. Nah, that makes it too official. Like when people see the LinkedIn logo, they feel like they have to come and be like, Arizona, yeah, Nevada as well. A summer house and a winter house, yeah. Booty juiced. I don't know what this is, but I don't think I've been booty juiced. Actually, I have not been booty juiced. Oh, weak. It don't sound like that's something that I should be happy to be, respectfully. Oh, how the I was like, where's this going? Hold on, Annabelle. That's funny. My next show is Hollywood Improv. Actually, I should put that in there. Yeah, no, he should mention that. I was like, booty. I'm like, what? Put it in here. Hollywood Improv. I'm not sure I have dang. I got all these emails to get to. Hell no. Let me see. You can get the information for the next show. I should know some of these things. Let me see. Oh, I didn't send my picture in for the show. Look at me. Is it too late to send my picture in for the show? Mickey Ficky. Hollywood Improv. This is my first time performing at the Improv. My goodness, Hollywood Improv, December 21st, 4 p.m. No, the late night live streams are better because we're just up. Next, and then December, and then Fluid 510 in Oakland, California. Oh yeah, I'm about to go get some food too. But I'm used to that's why I had the Rice Krispies. I'm used to eating all at once. Oakland, California, December 31st, 7 and 9 p.m. Tickets in bio. And then there we go. And put that information in there. Mickey Ficky. Look at me all late talking about it. Is it too late for me to send my picture in for the show? That's me right there. That's me. My goodness, Coda, we gotta get better. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some food. Libby and friend, yeah, come on through LA. And I love Dallas. I hope to be back. There. All right, y'all. So I'm go ahead up. I'm gonna go get my double with meat and cheese, fries, a little bit of salt this time, 4 meat patties, unsweetened iced tea with 2 Splendid Sugar packets, and then I'll get 2 doggy patties for Zoe because she didn't shit in the house today, so she can handle the 2 doggy patties. And I'll take Zoe with me as well because she has one more week in California before she has to be deported back to Georgia. So, all right, take care. I love all y'all, and I hope to be back on the live stream, like the Facebook live stream, and I'll also be, streaming live to TikTok, more too. All right, love y'all. Take care. Almost 4 hours. This is a cool live stream.